There we Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you yet, but I can hear
Hmm.
you.
Okay, let me see what we got going here. Do do do. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Um,
Not sure why you can't see me. Oh, wait, hang on.
I just asked you to start video.
Yeah.
There it is. Hey, oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. We have sound, we have video.
sweet.
Yeah.
All
What's the
right.
scoop on me? How's your day?
So far so good. This has been about it, so that makes me happy. I don't like having to do a lot of stuff before I have to do a thing. So
Oh. I would hate to have you be all done by the time you saw me.
I
So
know. No,
I'm
this is
glad you I'm glad you saved energy for
yeah, this is my prime time.
me. This is my downtime. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get uptime to match you.
When do you have like a regular sleep schedule?
Kind of. I usually squeeze in 2 naps a day,
Okay.
which is insane,
You're on
but
some Da
I
Vinci shit. Sleep.
yeah. I generally am like asleep 4 hours, awake 4 hours, asleep 4 hours, awake 4 hours.
Sounds alright.
I have my circadian rhythm is like that of a microbe.
uh,
So,
that's
but
alright.
anyways, one thing guaranteed with me though is like early in the morning, I'm going to be painfully chipper. So that's all right. You're probably lucky that you're getting me now because I'm definitely like more mellowed out.
Well, it all works.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'll take you in any state.
Woo! Yeah, I was down at the studio today for a little while, and it
Yeah.
was amazing. Like the flow to the studio ever since the art opening or art hop seems to be nonstop, which is a good thing.
Nice.
Which is a good thing because by nonstop, by me celebrating all of this glorious wonderfulness,
Yeah.
most other people are like so painfully disappointed. They're like, wait, I thought that was just the tip. And I'm like, no, it's the whole thing and it's
Ah,
gorgeous.
ah.
Literally, by us being busy means like a couple people are stopping by every day. I'm like, this is the ideal version of busy.
Yeah, right?
For me, yeah, dude. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. It's wonderful.
That's awesome.
And it's great because it's like self-regulating people that are showing up. Like
Yeah.
I had the studio open and just like I normally do, I was the only one there. So I'm in there doing my own thing. And all of a sudden I hear someone out in the other room going, hello, excuse me. They were like, do you happen to have any hand sanitizer available? I'm
Ah,
wearing a mask. And I was like, what? So I literally, the art hop just happened. So of course we have buckets of the shit everywhere.
yeah.
So it was so great. I was like, you know what? This is amazing. The people that come in ask for what they need, and all they're looking for are things that make my life safer.
Ah,
I'm like, I'm like, of course we can offer
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd still be too freaked out to relax. I couldn't like even be in my studio even when the soda plant was mostly empty. I'm like, someone in here is gonna like cough into the air conditioning, and I'm gonna fucking. I don't even know. I'm so ridiculously paranoid, but it's fine.
Well, you're still alive, so for you, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'm still surviving. I don't know. I like it. It's it's been
I
actually
mean,
all right. Besides like having to just deal with like weird anxiety problems and new medication, I'm just like living my dream. Honestly, just chilling, doing what I
well,
do.
that's pretty much the same report you gave me the day I met you. So I give you an A for consistency.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I guess not much has changed. Yeah, I always wanted to not have a part-time job, and now I don't, and things are way more complicated because of it. But it's
Mm. Oh, that's right, because you were parking garaging it, and that
yeah,
is no more.
yeah. They
The machines took your job.
Yeah, there's still like a job there if I wanted it, I think, but I don't. And the company I used to work for doesn't really exist now, and it'd be a different boss. And the only reason I worked at that garage for so long was because the boss was chill as hell.
Uh-huh.
So fuck that. I'll figure something else out.
I
So
was gonna say, you what? You don't want to go back somewhere where people are opening up their breath machines at
uh,
you and throwing you dirty money? Come
it's
on.
so gross. That last like week or two there was nerve wracking, but
Oh, I bet, dude. I
I
bet.
got through it.
I, I thought of you, man, just because
Aw,
I know where you're at on that.
yeah.
And that's no joke, man.
Aw.
That's your life and your headspace, and it's precious.
I know. Yeah, that was a good thing I had going for a while in there, but it's all right. It needed to stop, so it's kind of like I'm just trying to roll with it. So it's fine. I was getting too
Good.
complacent, but
Well, and complacency is never really a good place to be in my mind. I think you're better to be in full on upheaval than be complacent.
fair enough. Yeah, I don't know predictability and serenity, but
Those are two really great things, yes, that are also far better than complacency.
uh,
I was just giving the extreme, then saying that even the extreme of complacency is better
uh,
than complacency.
that's legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
consistency and comfort and serenity, those are the ideal. And that is
Uh,
also what I strive for.
uh, uh, yeah. I don't know. Well, just seeing what
Well,
happens.
that's all you can do. That's all I've been doing since the day I was born, and I'm going to continue doing
Yeah.
that. And hopefully, I'll continue learning some things along the way.
Uh,
Oh, so do you have any sort of goals as to what we're gonna subject people's ear holes to?
oh yeah. I'm not good at interviewing. Not both actually interviewing and like preparing for interviews.
Well, good, because you didn't invite me onto the news, so
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
already at a good start there.
So it's not really like anything that we can necessarily like plan. Like there could be some stuff we could pop into if we wanted to, but like I don't really know. I mostly just kind of like chatting and seeing where it goes because it's a gonna it'll manifest into something. And the thing is, if we talk long enough, like you talk for however long you want, like we're gonna stream at 3. So ideally, if I could get you at least like an hour on the stream, if not till I'm gonna stream till 6, but I can do
Okay.
whatever. You're not obligated to stay till 6, but I'll be
Okay.
online till 6. So and if you go, I'll just do other stuff, and it's fine.
Okay.
But so there's no like there's no I don't know obligations to do anything. And the thing is like even if we talk say we talk for like 2 hours, two
Okay.
hours of conversation that doesn't feel like much boils into like 35-40 minutes of like entertainment no matter what
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
happens. So
Yep.
it's gonna be fine no matter what. And I always edit it to make it entertaining. At least not like over the top, but just like has a good flow and a rhythm to it that keeps you
I'm
listening.
familiar with your work,
Oh,
friend.
thank you. Yeah, I forgot. I forget people listen to it.
I was like, I'm one of those people that actually listens to it at
That's
like
fun.
a really odd pre-dawn hour while I have like several espresso shots in my hand.
Yeah, that's the time to put on some JMP.
That's when I put it on when I'm like in my underpants and feeling not quite ready for the world. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is how I'm gonna calibrate.
not quite ready for the world might be an excellent title for this episode for me anyway. I don't know how you feel, but
Well, I kind of I feel very ready and very in the world.
you are
So
yeah. You already have the Mad Max aesthetic, which I think is like very appropriate for these
yeah,
times. So
you
like
know,
you look prepared for this world.
I
I'm
am prepared.
I'm like soft and squishy, and I don't know. I'm not a Mad Max type yet. I always wanted to be. I play a lot of Fallout 4, and I think post-apocalyptic scenarios are interesting, but I don't really think I could ever survive in one. And I know we're not
I
post-apocalyptic yet, but you know what I mean.
Well, we are apocalyptic right now, so the post
Yeah.
is coming. And in
Yeah.
my mind, like any movie I've seen with the apocalypse, if we're basing it on literature and movies, you fill an archetype and a very important one. So I believe that you will
Okay.
be fine
Yeah.
because of fucking nutbags like me. Like that's
Okay.
why, and because you are a very valuable person and you're filled with
Hmm.
all sorts of squishy knowledge. So
Oh,
you need to be protected. You do.
I
You're like the
agree.
you're the character that everybody fucking loves that doesn't quite kill anybody through the whole movie, but
Oh,
somehow saves everyone's ass through your magical squishiness.
nice.
Yeah, I don't know what character that would be, but there's that one in everything I can think of.
Yeah. I'm
There's
sure it has
always
a
a Jesse
name.
Jesse Miles,
Oh,
snuggly savior.
Snuggly Savior. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, dude, please keep yourself safe
All
because
right.
we're gonna need you when we hit the post part of this apocalypse.
Yeah, that's definitely my goal right now is just to stay safe. And
I've got enough paint fumes in and on me that like my inner biome can't fit
yeah,
any sort of bacterium. So I'll just stay out here and stay colorful and distracting and painty. And you do you,
there
and
you
we'll
go.
meet up when we need to.
That works for me.
Well, good. There. Now we've taken care of that issue.
Yeah,
What else can we scratch off the list?
I know. Let's solve all the problems today. Get them out.
I
Uh,
wish I wish I had a bottle of bourbon with me because that would
uh,
help me.
Man, yeah, I've been buying by the case so that I always have a lot in case shit goes down. I literally have one.
See, case in point, again, this is why I need you.
Yeah, I keep a
See,
spare 12 box.
you know, that's amazing.
You
That's
gotta,
amazing.
you gotta. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, no, it's straight up survival mode in this place right now, but it's fine.
Well, no, that's good. Like I said, I'm just glad you're healthy, and I'm glad
Yeah,
I'm talking to you right now. So,
yeah, same.
yeah, I'll set this phone down here eventually.
You don't have to.
I'm just smoking weed out the window.
I was just gonna do the same exact thing. It's fun. You can't
Oh,
actually see, like, look, I have nothing.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I need one of those. I need to like. There, you can't see anything.
uh, yeah, the
Uh,
background's amusing to me. It's so shitty, but I love it. Just, I don't
th-
know. And like
that's
certain things show up
amazing.
when you move your hands to them. I don't know. I don't know. It's just endless. I don't know. It just really amuses me deeply. I don't know why. It's such a
I
simple
wasn't.
thing.
I wasn't sure if it was my phone or anything because I've been watching parts of you kind of disappear and
Oh yeah.
reappear.
Oh no, it's totally this background. Plus, I have a black shirt on and a black background, and like, yeah, it just
Yeah.
catches certain things. And the funny thing is, it looks like shit, but this is like very advanced technology. Considering there's no green screen here, it's just like my like curtains and a pile of clothes.
Wow.
So it makes it so I don't have to
Wow.
clean the room before I do the podcast. Yesterday when I was streaming online, I tidied up behind me to make sure it was nice because I can't do this background when I do that. So I had to actually clean in the shot where it was gonna show because I was self conscious.
Because otherwise there would be little piles appearing in the
Yeah, there's like
darkness.
3 box fans and a bunch of paintings and some clothes, but no one knows because it's just technology blocked it, and I love it. It's amazing.
Wow. Yet again, you proving your invaluable level at life.
Yeah, yeah,
You
sure.
are a magician. You are a magician. To me, you are, dude.
Oh, thanks.
All of these things you're talking about, I mean, I literally am sitting in a pile of dirty laundry.
No way.
So, shamelessly.
I mean, yeah, I don't feel shame about it really, I guess. I want to appeal to the masses in a way, I suppose. Not all the masses,
Well,
but I want my best chance at people wanting to watch me play video games, and apparently the background and everything, every little thing matters with that.
Wow.
Hence my quality lighting and all that. But
Well, I definitely will agree. You look very like visually appealing. It's really easy for me to handle. It doesn't make me want to watch you play a video game, but
that's fine.
it makes me want to watch your appendages keep disappearing and rematerializing.
It is great. I don't know why anyone would want to watch me play a video game. Although I do watch others play video games sometimes, but not live. But people like it, and hey, if I could make a little extra income just chilling playing video games, come on.
Yeah, if you're going to be doing that anyways, I would definitely go for the option where someone pays you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I hear consistency is key, so I'm just gonna do it every week and see who likes it, and maybe eventually get a little money from it, and that'd be hilarious. If I got paid to play video games, I wouldn't even want to cash the check. I would want to keep the check for novelty purposes because it's funny. Like, haha, take that, adults, when I was a child who thought games were stupid.
That's why every time I sell a painting, I do the same dance that you would do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, wow, you literally just described my career becoming an artist.
I feel that, though. I've sold some stuff where I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, what did I go to school? Like, I just question everything every time I sell something because I'm like, how the fuck is this even my, like, that? This is income. That's hilarious. Like, this is something I just, like, got high and did for fun, and then someone paid for it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
It's so endlessly amusing to me. And then when I started thinking about that aspect of it, I started thinking, what else? Like, how far? That's when food porn kind of started getting going, because I was like, how ridiculous can I get and still make money?
As ridiculous as you want, as long as you're consistent at it. It really is true. It doesn't matter what your shtick is. Just do you as hard as you can, and it'll come right back at you.
Yeah, I really wish. I wish I had my like brain together early in this lockdown since March. I try not to like look back at things like that, but I would have loved to have been able to just do basically what I started doing this week since March. But whatever. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I had to just take care of like not freaking out and also buying like all my supplies. And you know, I had to make my apartment feel like somewhere I could just stay indefinitely. But now we're there, so.
Oh, good.
Just gotta. I feel insane, but also not really. Like every day I feel weirder, but it's fine. Like.
Well, good. That's good. As long as you're okay with where you're going, man, then I say go and just be present in whatever your moment is.
I don't know where I'm going, but it's fine. And a lot of that probably has to do with the anti-anxiety medication. But it's interesting because I've never really been able to... Like, I still have these thoughts, but they're like... They manifest themselves differently. Like, before, if I was starting to think about some crazy apocalyptic shit, I would start getting, like physical reactions to that. And now it's like, that doesn't happen, so it leaves me room to, like, kind of sit with the thought a little, instead of, like, instantly trying to, like, escape it. I don't know if that makes sense, but...
It does.
It's kind of interesting, and so lately I've just been, like... I don't know, it's like, instead of getting anxious, I just get annoyed, which is, I guess, then I just post snarky things on Instagram, and then it's fine. I don't know. It's just a weird shift. I don't know if I like that side of me or not, but...
Well, at least having your energy directed into annoyance. The beautiful thing about annoyances is it creates like a visceral and response that's beyond your control. You know, like annoyance is a mosquito. So what do? You swat before you even look at what it is. So
yeah.
At least your annoyance, as you're calling it, is action. It's directing energy to alleviate your experience of whatever's not desirable. So, fuck yeah, be annoyed. That's better than complacent, yet again.
Yeah. That was a quality metaphor, too.
Well, I'm all about it. It's my art brain.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I've been wondering if I have an art brain because I haven't done like much art. Well, I've done artistic things, I guess, but visually, I haven't like painted anything, and like I'm waiting to set up my studio in my dining room, and we haven't like gotten everything cleared out yet, and like I don't even care. It's like I'm just like waiting, and I can do art digitally and smaller
Uh-huh.
things, but it's just like I don't know. I'm just like wondering because I got rid of my studio, and I was like glad. But I guess if there wasn't a pandemic, I wouldn't be glad. I would want a studio, but
Yeah.
for what, I wonder sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I feel almost happier doing this kind of like internet shit and like music stuff and whatever else I've been doing since like March. All that stuff
Really?
is like what I end up doing if I don't have anything to do. And then I feel like there's value in that. And so I keep wondering like I don't know what kind of artist I really am. Like I'm not really a visual artist. I don't think deep down. I think I'm some sort of a weird amalgamation of other like all the things. I don't know. I've always been a sort of like jack of all trades, master of none cliche.
Okay.
So, and I've
I
always
feel you.
I don't
I
know.
feel you on that one. I feel you on that. Right now, I'm at a funny point in my life where, for the first time ever, I've put my eggs in one basket, and the
Mm.
basket happens to be my basket. The basket is me.
Hmm.
And not only that, but I'm also allowing myself um, the feeling of having that fortune, even though for me, like, I am in no way fortune loaded. Like, I'm not loaded right now, um, but I'm living and I'm surviving, and in a way, I'm thriving because I can feel all of my accomplishments. So I'm
Yeah.
in a spot that's totally different. But hearing what you're saying is 100% familiar to me. I'm like,
Mm.
yes, I know that story. I've been in a place like that. And I just, right now, for the first time ever in my entire life, happen not to be. So it's kind of almost, uh, it's so unfamiliar that it feels like I'm treading water and I have no idea if there's the bottom to this lake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm floating okay, I'm breathing, but this is like strange waters, just as strange as the horrible, uncomfortable, scary waters that I lived in every day up until this moment.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
like, wow, okay, now I have self love, self respect, and I'm not doing anything for anyone but me. But at the same time, I'm like, whoa, it is still an abyss. And that's an intense and beautiful thing to me.
Yeah, that is intense.
So, I mean, just thinking, even back when I was coming and bugging you at your studio, which was what, like a year ago or something like that?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah. Like even a year ago, I was in a much different place in my head than I
Hmm.
am right now. Um, where I am now is a really fucking cool place.
Seems pretty cool. You seem to
Yeah.
be just living your best life. Although
Well,
I base that off of like Instagram, and I don't
I was
talk to you
gonna
that
say,
often.
when you see that on the thing that I use to literally market myself,
Yeah,
you're seeing the shop that I'm curating, as is
yeah.
everyone, which is a weird place to be too. It seems like I'm very connected. I'm seeing all these people, all this stuff's going on. But really, what's happening is I'm doing the same fucking thing you are. I am sitting by myself alone, like 98% of the time.
Well,
So it's really interesting. And that's kind of where I'm at a cool place where I'm right now, have the headspace where I'm able to see that sort of duality and that I don't know. Yeah. I'm seeing some stuff from where I'm sitting.
that's
So just
interesting.
just like you, I'm gonna stay sitting where I am and
Yeah,
hold ground.
you gotta. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm here with my girlfriend and her kid, but it's definitely a different life. Like I used to be really, I used to be out of the house most of the day and
Yeah.
all that, and just now it's yeah, it definitely feels different. It's kind of It's been an interesting like kind of reality check and a different. I don't know. My whole just like I don't know. I don't know. Everything like I was thinking the other day. I was like, I don't know what nihilism is, but I feel like I'm closer than ever to whatever that is. I don't. And it's just
Wow.
it's not like a negative thing though. It's just like every day I'm thinking like this might be the last like relaxing day I have because who
That
knows? I don't know because everything seems so uncertain to me. So I'm just like, what, anything could happen today. The news is insane. So you know, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to like get through the day. But in the end, I'm gonna make sure that I've done a lot of stuff that I just want to do because I want to do it before I die, which isn't like anything big. I don't believe in like a bucket list necessarily, but I have.
mhm.
It's like if someone said I had a week to live, I would spend that week like hanging out, smoking weed, and playing video games and eating food.
Well,
And so
you
that's what
know
I
what?
do.
Then you're doing the right thing. I mean,
Yeah.
and literally, you're talking to someone who, like, my whole perspective on everything is driven by exactly the same things that you said of like impermanence and not
Mm-hmm.
knowing what the next moment will bring.
Yeah.
Except, unlike everyone else in the world, I'm one of those people that before the pandemic had that delivered to me.
Yeah.
I
That's
woke up and I couldn't see. I woke up one day and all of a sudden, literally, went to bed, a walker, woke up and couldn't walk.
that's
So,
insane.
and it's like every day of my life, like even just this last summer, I literally, over the course of 2.5 weeks, felt all of the feeling from one hand to the other hand. So, like right now, I can't feel anything from my neck to my waist or both hands. And that happened over 2 weeks. Every morning I woke up and I could feel less.
That's insane.
So, it's like for me, the pandemic and what's going on is very equalizing. And it's crazy to watch
Yeah.
people like you that I care very much about and like totally would love to have what we had at one point. But to watch everyone process that at once when I'm in a place where I've already processed this. When we went into lockdown,
Yeah.
I remember when I first talked to you in the very beginning, I told you this is awesome, everything's better for me. That has
I
held
remember that.
that I can tell you right now, after however many months ago we had that conversation, I say the same things. So for me, like I said, it's just I was already sitting in a place where I processed the fact that at any moment, everything I know to be true could not be true anymore, or all the things that I'm scared of could be true. So
Yeah.
I had already swallowed that pill. I had already taken pills to deal with that pill. I had already,
Yeah.
so I kind of feel I feel really lucky to have the perspective I have right now,
Yeah.
especially for a lot of people I interact with because I can speak from a place of like not just empathizing, but like actually connecting, being like, yo, trust me, I literally get that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And that's the thing is like, as permanent as things seem to be for me, like physically and everything, it's like sometimes things come back when you don't expect it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I've read a lot of crazy MS stories. Having my, I think I told you my stepdad had it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, growing up, he'd read all kinds of literature and stuff, and we'd end up hearing about all these weird things. The weirdest one was like a woman who took a shower during a thunderstorm, and the house got struck by lightning, and it like cured her MS. Shit
Woo!
like that. So it's like all you gotta do is get struck by lightning. Science makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
shit's nuts. So
Well,
yeah,
or like, yeah, like me. I mean, when you and I first met, I had a kooky fucking stutter. I didn't think my speech would come back again, and now I'm clear as day. And that's against every single MRI, every odd. They're like, nope, we don't know how, but you're working again.
weird.
And I feel like not just our bodies, but the workings around us in our lives have
Yeah.
that potential too, you know?
It's so weird. I
So,
don't remember a stutter.
oh yeah, it was intense when I first met you.
Okay.
It was better than before I met you, but you met me when I was still stuttering.
Huh. Maybe I
Yeah.
just foggy memory because I don't know. Usually, like you recall a character trait such as a stutter.
Nope. Yeah, no. A lot of people are like, "Really? Really?" And I'm like, "Yep." Like all you have to do is like scroll back through my Facebook videos and about
Oh
like
yeah.
from like a year ago about to like 4 years ago, I had a fierce stutter. And that there again, woke up one morning and couldn't talk.
That's fucked up.
That's some heavy shit to process. When
That's
you live
very
by
heavy.
yourself, and you pick up your phone and you're like, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Brain
But
stuff is the worst, or like neurological stuff.
I've just realized that world stuff is the same as neurological stuff.
Yeah,
But,
just
oh,
the lack
yeah.
of control.
Yeah. Like global world, like existence is the same as neurological stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, man.
So
Wow.
yeah. Heady thoughts for a dude with holes in his head. And a dude talking to me from an imaginary world that really isn't black and nothingness.
No, isn't that weird? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
this? It's like Plato something. There's an
Yeah.
there's an allegory here for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something artificial intelligence happening around you right now.
It's fine. There is in a way, yeah. I don't know.
Uh, I can see it. I can see it. I don't trust it, but I'm okay.
I used to be very worried about AI, and now I'm just like, just do it, just take over. We need you to just take over, please.
It
It's fine.
already did, dude. It
I mean,
already did. That's the thing, is like the fact that we know about it, it's already happened. The world has already ended. We're all holograms.
that's fine.
It's cool. It's cool.
I like that better than if any theory where this isn't reality is better than this
No.
whatever
Well,
this is.
well, luckily, the reality you describe is where I'm sitting, and I can confirm that I see you from my side of this reality. So,
Yeah, people
I'm
keep acknowledging my existence.
so there you go.
I
You're not the
guess.
only hologram that exists that has some sort of consciousness.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one with consciousness, and everyone else is like programmed to just like make me believe I'm real.
Like some Truman Show sort of shit.
Exactly like that. That movie really stuck with me.
Yeah, well, I definitely think that in a way that is true for everyone. I mean,
You do
it's
feel like you're the center of the universe, your own universe, and I think you might be like, as far
yeah,
as
you
you're
are.
concerned.
Yeah, you are. And as far as you're concerned, is really the only thing about being consciousness that makes you conscious.
Yeah.
So, yes, it is totally all a magical dream. And everything as good or as terrifying as it is a reflection of what us,
Yeah.
whatever that means. Yeah, dude. Whether it's like it's filming you and it's around you, or whether you're literally projecting every monster out there, whatever. Yeah.
Man.
Whew. This is some deep shit, dude.
Yeah, it's fun, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna like continuously do bong hits on the stream. I have to be. I don't know what the deal is with doing bong hits on a stream, so I don't know. It probably doesn't matter at all, but I'll like try to sneak. I don't know if you notice when I go to the back, I kind of disappear anyway.
Yeah,
So
I've seen you disappear.
yeah, that's all it is. And I don't know how sensitive my mic is. You might hear it. I don't really care. I just think it's funny. But I'm not like blatantly doing it on stream. I'm just like trying to be sneaky about it.
Hmm.
It was funny yesterday when I was playing video games because I was just waiting until no one was watching. And I was like, I have to savor these days because if I blow up, I won't be able to do this shit. I'm going to have to actually pay attention. And I can't just do
Yeah.
bong hits while no one's around. But
Yeah.
Streaming's weird though. We have to just basically ignore it. Like there's a chat and I might mention some shit because sometimes people say funny things, and like my dad or my mom might pop in and whatever. But basically,
Okay.
like we can just keep going. You know, we don't have to do anything different, and that's fine. Like it's just hanging out with microphones, basically. So I'm just gonna get continuously more stoned, and then that's the day. And so that's my plan for the interview.
Ah, so
I don't.
we're already doing a great job
Yeah,
then.
this ain't no 7 days. This is
No.
JMP. J.
Yeah. 7 days felt like a two knuckle deep invasion.
Yeah, they got some interesting gems out of you.
Yeah, dude. Di- diaper painting, kitten vortex, Batman. That's the whole article in my man
You
in
know what
my mind.
I was thinking? Like, at what point is doing a painting with your own shit using a stuffed animal as a paintbrush? Like, that's like cute at some age, like endearing at and on some level, like gross but endearing. But
Yeah,
at what age does it become like psychopath shit? Because
I
like you
know.
can't do that now.
No, no, no. Well, and you know what's funny about that one is like the age. She got the age wrong because my mom immediately called me and she was like, Will, she was like, what? What is this about? She was like, you were diaper trained before. Like, neither of you were wearing diapers when you were 3. She was like, that happened when you were under 2 years old. She's like,
Everyone immediately blames the mother for kids being weird, so she's got to
yeah,
defend herself.
yeah. So she was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Whatever." I was like, "The world has already exploded, Mom." Like, I was like, "We're it would have been cool with me if they said it happened when I was 10, you know."
Yeah,
But you're right, because that story at a different age is a very different story.
it really is. It's really scary.
Especially when we've got talk of kitten vortexes in the same story. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is clinical shit happening here.
Yeah, that was an interesting read. I liked it.
That was my thought, though. I was like, I've read many, many like interviews on in the 7 days,
Yeah.
and that one, even if I displaced myself from myself, I was like, the first line alone would have made me keep reading, and then
Yeah.
there was enough strange gems along the way that I was like, I would want to know that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one. I honestly haven't read a lot because I don't know what my problem is. I don't care. Uh I don't know. I have a weird thing with artists. It's like I like them, but I don't pay attention to a lot of them, like what they're doing, because
No.
it's not that it's bad, it's that I just like I can't get too caught up in what everyone else is doing. And I like
Mm-hmm.
seeing what certain like I like seeing what you're doing. I like seeing like what Steve does. There's people at Space that I like to just keep up with. But generally, I don't want to see anyone else's art or anything.
No, I am.
And I don't care why they do what they do.
I am ignorant to the art world on pretty much every level I can be.
Yeah.
I'm totally uneducated in art. I can't discuss art theory. I none of that. I am purely just like a renegade artist by nature. That's all.
Yeah.
So for me, like, yeah, no, it's I find it awkward when I run into other artists, or I realize people have a lot of questions that I really can't answer, nor do I have the drive to want to answer them.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, can't we just talk about kitten vortexes and fucking escaping reality? Because that's what I'm about.
Yeah, for real.
I'm like, painting is just me being a comet, you know? It's like comets are only beautiful and bright because they literally are a degrading pile of garbage falling apart across the sky. So for me, it's like I'm this mass of compressed collected funk that's my life experience, and me being an artist is me literally leaving a beautiful garbage trail of color.
It is a fantastic trail.
You know, and I'm like, that's where I'm at. Like, no, there's nothing really. Yes, everything is deep, but like, no, there's no deeper theory. I'm not trying to really make a statement. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, this is literally my garbage. And
uh,
and think about it though, like when you think about a comet, all that conjures a really beautiful, magical, otherworldly image.
yeah.
So to me, it's like I'm all about. I'm an art comic or comet.
I'm an art comic.
You're an art comic, and that's the thing. You're like the cosmic laugh, and I'm the pretty lights. So yeah, fucking garbage art. That's what I should be instead of Wheelie Willie.
There you go.
Fucking yeah, fucking Kiki the Trash Man.
Kiki the Trash Man is amazing. If you ever want to rebrand, just do it blatantly without mentioning it. I think that's the funniest way to do it. You do you, but that's my input.
Oh, I love that. Just instantaneous rebranding.
Yeah.
I know you pulled that card, and that was like fucking epic.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, and I feel like that's my brand. And I've also made it's not good. It's not good for business at all, but I've made my brand essentially just this like delightfully disheveled sort of like intentionally shitty thing. And it's fun and I put work into it, but obviously like look at this. Like this is what I'm talking about.
Wow.
This whole thing. And so it's like I don't know. I don't know if I take myself seriously or not, and I don't take art seriously, certainly. I can't take artists seriously generally. I take people seriously who do art, but as artists, people who identify as artists exclusively, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about the art. I care about like the person. If you're shitty, I don't like your art, even if it's really good. It's like why I can't listen to Chris Brown.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's all about the human, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like be a comet, not a fucking what is it? Not a meteor, because meteors are the ones that don't make anything pretty and they slam into Earth and make big holes.
Right.
They're literally just a boring. Oh, is it something happening now?
Oh, that was just my alarm to stream, but we've been streaming for 10 minutes.
Oh, look out. Look out, world.
Yeah.
We're ahead of schedule.
I didn't want to forget, but I wanted to do it a little ahead because I don't like making a big deal about it. So.
Oh, good call.
But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking today or recently about how like generally I think negative I probably am deep down just because I don't know what it is, and I think that's one thing that like bothers me about a lot of especially like Vermont artists. I don't want to like call anyone out really because everyone I think mostly means well, but like when people are like fake like just what was it? My girlfriend had an excellent term for it. I don't know. Anyway, almost like toxic optimism.
Ew, yes. Optimism is equally as toxic as pessimism.
Yes. Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Extremities are toxic. That's the key.
Yeah, just be balanced. I'm pretty optimistic about certain things, but not at all about a lot of things. And for some reason, I hate like other people's joy, and I don't know why.
Well,
I don't really hate it, but it's like I don't know. I remember working at the garage. If I heard people like, you know, when you're downtown and you just hear someone go woo, like out in the street for some reason, and then others join in, and it's like a wooing thing. I don't know why, but I hate that. I hate it so much, and it's just like, why do I hate others' joy so much? But I just do.
Well, it's different. I don't think you hate others' joy because like when you and I are talking, like I'm joyful, I'm excited, I'm exuberant to talk to you.
It should bother me, and it doesn't.
However, there's a huge difference, and I think anyone of us, New Englanders especially, can understand is that think of Yankee Candle, right?
Okay.
Okay. Apple pie smells delicious. Vanilla smells delicious. All of those smells so strong that you can smell them around the corner. That's not delicious. And that's kind of those over exuberant people that are in that thing that you're talking about. It's like something wonderful and palatable to your nose or your mind doesn't have to be in your face.
Yes.
So don't be a Yankee Candle of optimism.
Oh wow, I like that.
No, be a single note in it. You know, like I could waft around your room the smell of lavender all day long without truly offending anyone. And I can smell as lavendery as I want, but I am not bringing the whole fucking bouquet to the party.
Oh man. That's what it's all about. Just chill out a little bit with the scents.
Yeah, be your one note and just play it as clearly and well as you can.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Good stuff. I feel you on the being polar though.
Yeah.
I strive for non-polarity.
I feel like you are like very positive, but it's like a genuine positivity, and you come from like a I guess to use the same word again, genuine place, and I think a lot of people just don't have that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just
it's realism, not positivity.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, because literally, if you think about it, like my tone is palatable because you and I have like a very good understanding, you know. But
right.
So far, what we've talked about has been anything but positive. We have talked about emotional disturbances, isolation, apocalypse, and hating everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we're doing is sitting right in the middle.
It's very on par for this show, honestly. It's like that's pretty much what I talk about. I do like to have. I don't know. I think. I don't know. I never went into comedy, but I find myself slowly drifting there, and it's like I certainly have like this weird brand of just like very. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna use more words again. Nihilistic, like humor, just sort of feeling. I don't know. I feel like I have that like just edge of I'm not depressed, and I don't like to use the term lightly for people who are depressed, but I'm not I have that like just nice edge of depression, I think, to where I can deal with things and I take them in, but then I have to deal with it somehow, and it just comes out with jokes, and a lot of them don't land, and I don't put out a lot of them on the internet, and I'm not like offensive, but like I feel like I'll start thinking of jokes like the second something bad happens, and I think it's like a skill, but also something that should be sort of like retained a bit, and I don't know what to do with that, and I don't want to put off. I feel like I've conjured this like group of followers on Instagram that's like it's a lot of those people who are like a Yankee. There's a bunch of Yankee Candles, and I like them because they're like trying, but they're a little much, and so I don't want to. I've lately stopped caring, but for a while I was like almost purposely trying to not be too negative on Instagram because I just didn't want to like offend the people who were overly positive or something. I don't know what it is. I just felt like I had to sort of censor that. But then as like March hit, and I was like, nothing matters. And now I'm just like mad all the time on Instagram, and I don't care. But it's it's a weird. I don't know. It's just a. I don't even remember the original point of that rant.
I like what you're saying, and I like what you're doing, so I say keep doing it. And also, I have to rewind to the way that you used my term, the Yankee Candle. That you literally turned it into like a new, what is it, a Karen-ism or whatever?
Yeah.
I was like, did our conversation just spawn a new term for a type of person?
We're gonna ruin Yankee Candle. We're sorry.
Yeah, be like, okay, everybody, don't be a Yankee Candle. # Yankee Candle. When people are like flag waving for positivity.
Man.
It's like, don't cheapen glory, okay? Just let it be.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm definitely a negative person, and I've learned to just accept that and roll with it. I just have to like make sure to kind of not project it onto other people, and like I don't want to like ruin everyone else's day because I'm just feeling like an asshole. So I definitely try to like. I guess that's what the podcast is for, and what all the little things I do on the internet are for, just to kind of
Hmm.
make sure I don't take it out on loved ones and whatnot.
I guess this is a safe space where at any point we could tune out. Like it's very easy to escape you if you feel toxic.
Yeah, I do that all the time with podcasts. Like, there's plenty of podcasts I like where I just like at the time I don't like the energy or something, and I'm just all without even thinking about it, just off because it's the internet, and I can just find something else instantly, and it's just that's everyone has that power, and I give they have that power in their hands, so like I'm not responsible. They can take care of it if it's too much.
Well, that's good. That's good. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna continue to choose to be present here with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a Tom Waits live album called Glitter and Doom, and I like to say that I'm not doom and gloom. I'm glitter and doom. I
Ooh.
think it just feels right because like there's some glitter in there, there's some bright spots, there's some fun, but there's a lot of gloom and doom.
You
So
know, that's real. That's real.
yeah,
That is 100% real, and I appreciate that because like glitter is wonderful, but glitter is fucking awful.
it is.
And trust me, like I was one of those raver kids back in the day. Like I have glitter still coming out of me, and it's
Oh shit,
I mean the only thing that washes glitter off is doom.
that's
You could
legit.
try all the soap you want, won't take the
No,
glitter off. You just
no.
need a dash of doom.
Yeah, just some rain clouds in your life will wash them away.
You know, or like salad dressing. You need some oil and you need some vinegar. You need things that are never going to get along together. Otherwise,
Force
it's
it.
just yeah. Otherwise, it's just grease or it's just sour. So
Uh,
glitter and doom. Those are two condiments that I would choose to put liberally on the flavors of my day.
oh my god. I always loved that title.
What's
Wait,
that?
that Glitter and Doom title. It's so like it stuck with me for so many years.
So now, what does it? What does it? What is it referring to
I'm not really
in the?
I don't know because it's a live album. And so it's just
Okay.
like a bunch of his songs live and it's great, but it's like I don't know what it refers to really. But
Okay.
I think it just sounds cool and he's Tom Waits. And so he's like this works. I don't know.
Mhm.
But
That's good stuff. I like that.
yeah. Oh man. Did you really get rid of all your stuff except for a flute? I wanted to ask you that. That's my one interview question.
Yeah, no, it's true.
That's
It's
amazing.
really true. It's really true.
Uh, was it
And
like an
I
is it
still have it.
That's fantastic. Is it like a nice flute or is it I almost want it to be like a really shitty flute.
Really? No, no. It's a nice like hand. I'm like, wait, where is it? All of a sudden, I'm like, oh no,
Oh no.
it's
Your
usually right by my side. I shit you not, dude.
your one thing.
Anyways, yeah, no, it's like a hand carved wooden, like a cedar flute,
Oh,
um,
dope.
that I got when I was like 15 years old.
Damn.
Yeah,
That stuck
yeah,
with me because I just have so much shit and I was like, how did Will just get rid of all this shit except a flute? This is nuts.
yep, yep. No, I have done a absolute life purge more than once. And it's funny because like right now, actually, in my apartment, now that I've removed my studio from my home,
Oh.
it it looks like a hobo squats here because I literally have no furniture. I have one plate, one bowl, one fork, one knife.
That's the dream though, honestly.
You know, I could dirty all of the dishes and leave them in the sink, and there's only going to be enough for me to have to wash in order to eat off
Uh,
them again.
you have no idea how much I hate dishes. I do a lot of the dishes, and it's like it's one of those times where you're just like, is this life? Like I'm just gonna be like putting food on dishes and then wiping the food off the dishes, and then that's
Yeah.
the life. It's fine though. I just listen to music and chill and get over it. But man, it's funny that you mentioned dishes because God, that sounds amazing. To be
Well,
honest.
you know what I mean? Like what you're talking about. Yes, you can life that way, but it takes the same amount of energy to do everything. And I'm like, okay, if I only have 5 points, I'm not going to use three of them for dishes. So I'm gonna eliminate dishes as part of my equation.
There you go.
I'm big on eliminating things that don't serve my daily experience.
That's healthy for sure.
It feels like it.
I've definitely stripped down a lot of stuff over the last few years, but I don't know, I do have a lot of stuff, and I have like dumb shit that I just know I should get rid of, but also I don't want to because I'm like someday I'm gonna have the room. Like I literally have like Nerf guns, like nice Nerf guns, and not like ones I had as a kid, ones I've bought like as an adult, like fully automatic battery operated fucking Nerf guns that have like, and like I have like one that's like a bow and arrow. It's like the fastest and like the hardest shooting one, and it's stupid, and I will not get rid of them. I will not. And I have a remote control car that I like. I don't know. It's just stupid shit like that a child would have, and I'm just like, no, they're mine. But I've gotten rid of a lot of my other toys. But it's just
Wow.
I have a problem. I don't know.
No, you don't. You are just so fucking good at being Jesse Miles.
Ah,
You literally just you told me within one little vignette, glitter and doom. You literally right there were like, no, I am miserable and I'm not gonna do anything with it. But I have the coolest glittery toys ever.
I hate
I was
everything
like,
except Nerf guns.
I was like, what? You were the most exciting, miserable person. Thank you. Thank you.
I really am.
Oh, always a bit of glitter.
Yeah, you gotta.
Thanks, Tom Waits.
Yeah. Oh, I always go back to weights.
You know, I haven't listened to Tom Waits for quite a while. I had a little phase where I was into it because of the folks I was surrounded by.
Yeah.
But I can't say I'm really versed in really much about him. I would recognize him if I heard him instantly. But
Yeah. I just think he's a treasure. I'm not like I've listened to a lot of it, like most of his stuff, but there's only like maybe like 3 albums or so that I really like latch onto and play all the time because it's so different. Everything's so it's industrial or it's just like folksy. So I don't know. Since it's so varied, I don't listen. I don't necessarily like or I don't know really latch on to every little bit of it, but certain things, certain lines, certain just moods he creates. I just appreciate it. And I don't know. He's
I agree.
he's a special guy. He's a special little guy.
I would definitely agree with that. Ah, good. Oh, there we go. We're going to set this down for a second. There we go. Ugh. We'll go hands free. Hands free for a second. That's what I'm trying to do.
Whatever you gotta do. This is mainly audio. Like this stream is, the visuals for the stream, and then the uncut YouTube video for the Uber fans who want to watch me for like 4 hours.
Uh-huh. Exciting.
It is
exciting.
Yeah, I don't know who watches them, but some people do. It's a new thing. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Yeah.
In case anyone watches this, there you go. There's some action.
But yeah, I don't know. People like seeing faces and stuff. I've heard, so that's what we do here. But
it kind of seems to be a pretty human thing.
It's human. People like faces. How often do you get to see mouths anymore? So I'm doing a service.
It's amazing. I always thought I was an eye person, and now that you've taken away everyone's mouths, I realize wow, I don't know who anyone is.
Yeah,
Like, who knew?
yeah. I haven't I haven't really had that. Like I don't care. Like I don't go out enough for really to notice. But like for
Mm.
myself, when I look at myself and like my reflection, whenever I'm coming in my house, I see my reflection in the window with the mask, and I'm like, this is fucking weird. This looks weird. 20 everything's weird. This is strange, and I'm like, I don't know. There's something about it that's weird, but I notice it on myself because I'm, very self-centered. So
Oh,
I don't know.
wow. No,
That's true too.
I hear you though on the like when you see your own reflection because I think about this quite a bit. Is like
Mm.
when I see my reflection, I'm like, okay, I've got one eye and no face. I am literally like a cyclops, and that's it.
You're an eye just floating around.
Yes,
You kind of
yes.
glide along too, so you're just like this eye just sort of moving.
Well, if you were inside of my head, yes, that is exactly where I am.
It's an existence. It's an existence.
It's a simple one. Like I said, get rid of all the extra shit, man. I shed off an eye. I've already gotten rid of some legs. Like shit's getting easy now.
Yeah, dude.
I'm literally just going to be this happy little eyeball floating along and we'll be cool.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we can all just, if you want, you can like dematerialize into energy and just float around the universe, and that's all you do.
Well, that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, I think that's what we're all hoping for.
Yeah, man. Shed that glittery junk, you know?
Shit. Yeah, it's a strange existence, and it's interesting. Um, yeah, I can almost relate to you a little more. I never could before. Like when I first met you, like even like growing up with a stepdad who had MS, I understand what like you're dealing with in a
Yeah.
way. Of course, I
Yeah.
don't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
More than
I
maybe the
do.
average person, and it wasn't a weird thing to me. It was like But anyway, I
Yeah.
still couldn't, for the life of me, ever relate to any part of your existence. And now talking to you, I realize, in a way, on some level, I now have a bit of a more understanding of what it's like to like wake up as you every day.
Yeah.
And you're just like, shit, I can walk and talk. Dope. Just get out
Yeah.
of bed. Do it all.
Literally, like most people wake up and they're already thinking about what they need to do. Well, when I wake up, it literally is do my toes move? Do my fingers move? Can I make a noise? I just do the body checklist.
Yeah.
It's like literally checking into reality. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're just like, mic check, mic check. Yep, still working.
That is a brilliantly simple way of putting it. Yes.
Yeah. Tap. You going? Good? Yeah.
And sometimes it isn't, and you work with what you got.
Wow. Yeah, those must be the weirder days when shit's just breaking down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. And like that's something that anyone can connect with. Like sometimes you wake up and you're like, "Wow, I am not working with a full pack of cigs today." Like, no, we got a budget.
The days I don't wake up in a panic, I'm like, why aren't I panicked? Something's wrong. This is weird. Why aren't I on my toes?
Some people have coffee in the morning to get them going. You have a cup of panic.
I do. No, I have tea to like chill out.
There you go. There you go.
I had to stop drinking coffee like a while ago just because I realized I was drinking so much it was making me even more anxious than I already was. So
Wow.
I still drink it like if it was around. Like I'm not like strict, but more tea than anything.
All right. Well, there you go.
I haven't had coffee since I stopped going to work at the garage where people would bring me things. So
Oh.
I only want coffee if it's free, and I don't get free stuff anymore. So
People used to bring you coffee and free
oh,
things.
you don't even know. That was the reason I was there. That was like my lifestyle. Was just like bartering parking spots for free stuff. I have like shirts, glassware, Fucking and food every day. I barely bought food. Multiple coffees, weed, other like drugs. Nothing crazy, but just
Wow.
classic Burlington fare. Like
Wow.
just every beer, liquor from people who like worked for different places and had it. Like just swag from places.
Wow.
Fucking everything. It was wild. I loved it. It
That's why
was
that job is such a coveted job within the town.
yeah,
It's legendary.
it was a good time, and it's over, and that's fine. It needed to end eventually because it's a
Wow.
way to live, but it's not a sustainable way to live. So it's good that I'm
Well,
now just sort of responsible for myself.
it's kind of like being an exotic dancer. Like it's great. It's great if you can do it and thrive at it, but it's not going to last forever, and it's not pretty if it does.
Yeah, it's why porn stars usually end up behind the camera eventually because you gotta pivot.
Well, bravo to you, sir, for pivoting before it got too ugly.
I was definitely forced to pivot, but I pivoted. I'm pivoting. I don't want to say I pivoted. I'm like midway. If pivot is at 90 degrees, I'm like 45 right now.
Mid pivot.
Yeah, but I'm working on it, and I don't know. It's so weird. I think it's got to be the meds because I feel like I should be really concerned, but I'm not because I do feel like I have a handle on it in a way, but like I don't think however many months ago Jesse before meds, I don't think that Jesse would have been cool with the way things are now, but like now Jesse is fine with it because it's like I don't know. I woke up today and nothing really. I mean, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, which was horrible, and I don't even want to talk about it. But like, it's like I don't know. For me, in my house, in my life, everything's normal and so cool. Let's do a day, and however it goes is fine. And I don't know how long that's gonna last, but I'm just enjoying it. And in the meantime, I'm also working towards making some income just from here, from this black void. And I don't know. I think I'm onto something, and I have food porn which sells, and I have art that I have yet to paint that people want to buy before it's done, and that's a good feeling. And it's like I'll get it. I'll get it together. But I've been spending a lot of time just working on not freaking out. But I'm finally at this point where I'm just like, huh. I'll wake up and I'm like, like I said, like, why aren't I freaking out? That's weird. But now I just roll with it. And I don't know. I almost want to stop taking the meds to see the difference, but I also don't want to do that at all because
I was like,
I don't know if I become complacent or if it's the drugs. Is my point, I guess.
well, I would say whatever you're doing right now is doing some really great things for you,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And if part of that routine is putting something little yellow and different inside of you every day,
That's a
then
good description.
that's part of your routine. It's like for me, like I can't do things like I can't eat grain and bullshit like that. And it's like that's a choice I make that allow me to be the being that you're interacting with. So fuck anyone who says anything else.
Yeah, for
if,
real.
if you need two ibuprofen or whatever they are, and I need no corn, those are like pretty simple solutions that I would say if they work, let's both keep doing those things,
Yeah.
whatever they are. And the things we need to do, obviously, are going to change throughout our lives.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I really
Hopefully.
felt like bad about it or self conscious. I've been talking about it since like day one, like publicly, and I don't give a fuck. But it's like I'm just curious, and I'm weird. Like brain stuff is weird, and I want to know like what's going on. Like, are these meds really good, or am I just like used to this like crazy fucking reality that we all are a part of at this point? I don't know. I have
Well,
no idea.
well,
But I don't want to find out that bad, so I'm just gonna keep rolling with it.
I was gonna say until you're pretty much sure on that statement right there, I would
Yeah,
just keep on doing what you're doing.
yeah,
I mean, because totally, I get it. Like I've been in a place too where like I've always been very open about what I deal with, like mentally and stuff, not MS related, but like just psychological and like navigating this crazy world. And it's like I can definitely say that there was times when I needed medication as assistance to be able to like control my body's response to my brain, and relearning how to navigate that dialogue between mind and body is what allowed me to be in a place where, for me personally, I don't have to use that thing anymore, you know? So.
Yeah.
But playing games with those things is definitely not something that ever helps. And I've played games before too, and that ends up with fun things like seizures and all those cool things. So
Man.
different thrills, different thrills.
Yeah. Wow. What a life.
Life, I know, it's friggin' magical.
It is interesting. It's more interesting than ever, honestly. Like, everyone was getting very complacent, like we were saying, and
Yeah.
now a lot of people aren't as such, and it's interesting to watch. There's part of me. I remember my girlfriend. Like, I started. Okay, so I gotta back up. I had like 12 thoughts just now. So the beginning of this pandemic, I was freaking out because like this is literally like a very old fear of mine is a pandemic. Like I probably as a child at some point I heard about a virus or I saw a movie and then I was scared of this for like my whole life. So then it happened and I went nuts and then I kind of reeled it back in and now we're here. But my girlfriend pointed out that when we met like 5 years ago, one of the first things I like in our first conversation I mentioned that I felt that like the world really needed another plague just to like thin out the population and how that would be like a great thing, which I don't even know like what part of me ever thought that would be like a good scenario. I think I probably meant like after I die of natural causes peacefully at a ripe old age of like 75. And so it's just funny how like I don't know, there's part of me, there's part of me that was like really excited for like it sounds cliche now, but I was once very excited about the idea of like a zombie apocalypse or any kind of crazy apocalyptic scenario. I had like not a zombie survival guide, that's a book. I had an army survival guide, like a real one. And I had all these like, I was like ready to go. I didn't quite have a go bag per se, but I was ready for shit to go down and I had like plans. And as soon as it happens, by the time it happens, really, I have been like living this like new life, artist doing like I'm the Jesse you see before you, and I'm just like not in any way prepared for any of this. I want my routine. I just want to be an old man, and I want my tea, and I want to just like be comfortable forever. And it's just such a fucking this is another time where I don't remember where I started with this, but it's just everything's just so different now and it's just wild. And I every day I'm just like, who was that guy that was ready for this? Who is this person now, frankly? Like, who am I? Where does the real Jesse land in this line of various versions of Jesse? It's just such a weird fucking thing. And I guess the other thing is I've had a lot of time to think about it. Despite having a lot of jobs where I worked by myself, I was never truly just like in my own head. I was always doing something else. And lately I've been having a lot of time where I'm just like doing activities that allow me to just think, which I don't like all the time, but sometimes is good or interesting nonetheless. I don't know.
Well, that's a lot.
That was a lot of words.
Yeah, you weren't joking when you gave me the heads up. I had like 11 thoughts at once. Because right now they're like pulsing over my brain. Like,
I'm surprised I kept them all in order.
You did. But like high tide's just hitting me right now, and I'm trying to figure out which wave I really could even jump into.
I don't even know. You can just stay on your board if you want.
I'm just gonna keep bobbing along here. This is good stuff. I'm riding out some waves. We're good. As I do every day.
Oh man.
Oh, it is funny though, thinking about like, kind of how you said is what you envision and what you ask for and everything. And then once said vision or request or whatever is happening, it's really interesting that like where you're actually standing when it happens.
Yeah.
Is it what you had envisioned? And then, even more importantly, sitting in what you literally just said is, does it matter what you envisioned? Because where you are and what you're working with is what it is. So everything has been like, all of a sudden, like, people recognizing that things are finite and that everything can be finite is like, that's some heavy stuff. But like, we're all processing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting watching people. That's one thing I've liked about Instagram, because there's people, I like people's personal Instagrams where they're like a little bit unhinged, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't like watching people like have a bad time, but I've sort of liked watching people, especially celebrities who have just stopped giving a fuck, who
Mm-hmm.
they're just watching them slowly unravel on the internet, and it's kind of fantastic. Like, I don't wish like a bad time on anyone, but it's kind of great watching people just slowly kind of like see the world for what it is, and like
Mm-hmm.
accept reality, just go through the steps of like
Oh
mourning or
yeah.
whatever with like what's going on. And it's wild, it's so crazy. I feel like I have an advantage just because like I didn't know there were people that didn't even, I mean, I guess I did deep down, but I never saw it so prevalent. People that didn't know like police brutality was a thing, and that like racism was still here, and that like all these horrible things were happening that have been happening since like forever are still real. And so I haven't had to deal with that reality, but it's wild watching people soak it in and figure it out, and either like check out or like go nuts in like the best way and get all like, political and just
Oh
angry.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's incredible. It's like what's going on for all the awfulness, that's just as much potential for greatness, man. Like
Totally.
you know, like dark shadows need bright light, and it's like right now
Mm.
we're in those times where like everyone has been forced to deal with shit
Yeah.
simultaneously, so yeah, no, I kind of like, it's incredible to see people have to be transparent in order to survive in a way.
Yeah, that's legit. Because everyone knows
uh
you're full of shit now. You can't act like you're having a good time at this point. You can't fake it.
no, no, and nobody can.
Yeah.
Nobody can fake shit. Right down to like, people pay attention to if your fingernails are dirty now. Like you can't hide shit from anyone now.
I know. I had the grubbiest hands ever before, and now they're just crystal. There's like a new layer of skin on them every 5 minutes because I'm just scrubbing. It's
Dude,
amazing.
dude, I can't even explain. Like, to me, like the life I live, it is, the whole thing is moot. I am in the droplet layer of the world. I
Yeah.
am literally, my entire life is spent below the rib cage of everyone else,
Gross.
touching the ground and everything.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah, like try keeping your hands clean. And also then try pushing a wheelchair with wet soap or like clean, tender,
Yeah.
baby soft hands. Like,
Oh
yeah,
man.
no, 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 game on. Like, the dirt is real, my friend. I live in the dust cloud. Like, you footwalkers speak of the apocalypse. I am pulling it up from below.
uh,
A four-wheeled, 3 foot tall dark knight of the apocalypse. Yeah, luckily I'm shiny and multicolored.
yeah, that works out.
Yeah, it's a disguise, my friend.
Oh
I'm not an artist. I'm a Trojan horse.
shit.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. Yet again, life is so real.
It's very real. It's wild. I don't even like I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff. I don't even like hearing people talk about life before March 2020. I don't want to hear shit about anything. I'll watch like shows that took place before because that's like make believe. It's like, oh, in this make believe land, people don't have to wear masks. And so I can like disconnect. But now when I don't like I like this all these podcasts and I was like, "Oh man, I got all this time. I'm going to catch up on shit." But they're all talking about life like before and I'm like, this isn't real. This isn't a thing. And so I listen to any of their episodes like from March 2020 on. That's what I want to hear. But I want to hear the real shit. I want to hear when everyone was unable to stop pretending everything was okay, and when people finally had to just stop bullshitting and got real on the internet. And it's fantastic. I did the same thing. Like I was pretty neutral politically, like if you could read between the lines and understand where I stood, but I never really outwardly said anything political or anything. And now it's like very fucking obvious every day on like what I think. I'm not you know, I'm being very upfront about like where I stand, and I don't care who I piss off, and I'm happy to just like call out people, and there's just no point of pretending anymore. Who fucking cares? I don't.
No, I don't think you should. I think like I said, it's too bad it took a pandemic for people to realize what you're saying, because like really like wouldn't like the sureness and the stance you have on things, like think how much difference you could be inciting had you come to this conclusion before everyone you knew was taken away from you and hidden in a box.
I know. I know.
So, but you know what? That doesn't matter because, like, you know it now. So hopefully, this presence will allow you to continue to be more prepared for the zombie apocalypse that you already asked for when you were healthy. You know?
I don't know what. I'm not ready for that. I just hope they're the slow, like the old timey zombies, not the fast, like scary kind. That's all I want.
Me too. Give me like some goofy, slow ones.
Yes.
Especially, I really like the ones that like kind of fall apart easy, where you can rip off an arm with your bare hand.
Yes, they're like they're just in such a state of decay. They're just
yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I had this whole idea that I was some kind of fucking survivalist. I could not just be okay with who I was for like the longest time, I guess. And I don't know. I was always like okay with most of me, but I think I never want to admit that like I'm like very squishy and soft. This is I guess it's not that personal, but one time when like me and my girlfriend first got together, we were like lying down together, and she said something how she felt very safe, and I was like, as long as you don't mean physically. And she didn't. She meant like emotionally, but I was like, I can't protect you from like an intruder. I just want you to know that like I'm gonna run, and she was totally okay with that, and I was now like that. I'm just upfront about it. Like I'm not like. I don't know. I'm not tough. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna like just I don't know. I don't know what I'd do in a fight. Run as fast as I could. But it took me a long like I wouldn't have wanted to admit that like I don't know 10 years ago or something.
Oh, but good. I gotta say, as someone who appreciates what I know about you, that's one of the things I appreciate about you is because like I kind of feel like all shit as we know it is going to happen at absolutely any second anyways. So, but for me, instead of panic, it's important for me to know who I'm around.
Yeah.
So like, I appreciate you being totally transparent, being like, yo, I'm here if you want me around, but I am not going to stop something from getting you. Like, thank you. So, you know, thank you for doing you, and
you know where I stand, and that's all I ask from anybody.
You know, it's worth more than any false thing. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think like it was like college, a divorce, and a new relationship. That all those things together will really change a person after like a decade. So I was very just like. I don't know. I felt like I needed to like live up to some sort of idea of like what I thought it would be cool to be, And I never really thought about it that much until recently because of this whole thing. But yeah, I was like, I don't know. I was going to be some kind of crazy survivalist at some point, living in the mountains. But that sounds horrible to
Wow.
me. I don't even like hiking. I don't like camping. I don't like outside. Why would I want to do any of that? And none of that's new. That's all the way I've always been. So who the fuck did I think I was? None of it makes
That's
sense.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so you just got to be really honest with yourself, and that kind of works out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I find that it makes things exponentially easier the more real you are
Yeah,
with yourself and everything around you. That is true.
fuck yeah.
Totally real. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely learned that, but I don't know. It's just now it's like even more so. I've just sort of realized the type of person I am, and I don't even know anymore. But it's not. I don't. It's not like I don't like the person I am, but like sometimes I'm just like, God damn, I'm weird. Like I've just noticed that like with like I'll mention it to, like I said it to my girlfriend. I'm like, I think I'm getting weirder, and she's like, You're getting definitely weirder, and it's like it's okay, but it's like noticeable, and I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's going, but I'm just gonna see. I guess I don't know. It's a weird life.
Well, it is, and like you're what 40 almost. How old are you,
I'm 34.
dude? You're just part way into this life.
I
Like
know it sucks.
you're still ripening right now. Like you're not even
uh,
all the way. You're not even sweet and squishy yet.
I know it's wild. I think about that all the time. I'm like, holy shit! I still gotta do this like again. Like, I gotta do these
Easy.
like average probably. Like I'll probably do this like one more. These 34 years, I'll do this one more time, and then who knows?
Yeah.
But it's like I'll think about that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like everything that's happened since I was born until now. That's nuts. And then that shit's gonna
Yeah.
just keep happening. Stuff just keeps going and happening. Where's it gonna
Yeah.
land? Like that's insane. Life is fucking fucked up, and I think about it all the time.
Dude, dude, I live that sort of the reality of mortality and age is my everyday. I am the one non-senior member in a 9-story tall building filled with seniors.
That sounds kind of amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Is that
It's
wrong?
it's incredibly amazing, and I'm around that all the time. Like just yesterday I was outside talking to one of the residents here who I frigging adore, and she just had her 102nd birthday. she was
That's
born she was born in the 1800s, dude.
that's not a time anyone was
Or
born. That's
1900 and 1900s, I mean,
well,
sorry.
nobody is 102. Sounds
she
fake.
she's 102, and
Whew.
she is amazing, and she has told me numerous times she's funny. She is every bit of 102 years old of funny. But she told me, she was like, I was 80, I think she was 87 years old, and she was hospitalized and she was sick, and they got her going and they brought her to this place, to Cathedral Square, and she was furious. She was like, I was trying to die, and you kept me alive. So now when I see her, she says to me, she's like, I am still here. She's like, they are going to keep me alive until I'm 120. And she is pissed about it. She is pissed about it.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
it's really interesting though to see, like, and to be around people that are literally double my age. Like I don't see many people in my day,
Yeah,
and the people I cross paths with most are at like a 12-foot distance, and they're all double my age.
man.
It's magical, and it's incredible, and it really, when I leave here and interact with other people, sometimes I feel like I need to check myself, because I address and talk to everybody like they're children. And like I don't even have time. I'm like, really? Your life is so hard. Like you don't even know you've only lived half your life. And I'm like, oh wait, no. I'm only 41 now.
Man, yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
I used
yeah. Who knows? Who knows how long we have? So really, make the most of this.
That's the thing, and it's so weird just realizing what I would do if I didn't know how long I had, and it's like I would just do all this shit I like dreamed about doing when I was like 18. Like I just want to like hang out in front of a nice TV, and I want to be able to like smoke weed if I want, and I want there to be food and libations and movies, and that's it. And that's kind of what it boils down to. And it's like, don't I want to do some like grand art project? Don't I want to like work on my hobbies? Like, no, not really. Like, I like doing a lot of things, but when it comes down to it, what I really like doing is playing video games and hanging out, and that's it. It's such a, and it's
And
like I'm okay with
that's
that.
that's what you should be doing then. I feel like
Yeah.
every person I see that I'm like, wow, they've really got it. The one thing, no matter what their got it is, the one
Uh,
thing all of the people that I am like, wow to is like they're doing what they want to do as hard as they can. So if what you want to do is exactly what you're doing right now with some snacks and and a 12 case of bourbon hiding somewhere, then I say
it's for
hashtag winning.
emergencies.
Yeah. Hashtag winning. You said you wanted to be prepared. That's
Uh,
prepared.
oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't call
Yeah,
myself a
man.
hoarder, but I am like borderline, and I'm very prepared. It's not crazy, but like I got shit. We're good. But I can't take any of the credit. Honestly, it's like my girlfriend keeping us safe. She's the one. The reason I was like already freaked out about COVID was because she was the one paying attention since like January when it was a thing, and I think actually it was a thing since like last November or something. But anyway, yeah, she was on top of it. She was like, we were ordering stuff before it was no longer available. I don't know. I got to give her props, and I always do. But man, I wouldn't have had shit. I would have just been eating like I don't even know what. My my aunt, I guess in Boston, was afraid to go to the grocery store, and she was living off of like she went like 10 weeks without going, and she was living off of like grains. She wasn't like dying, but it sounded very dire, and I feel like I
Hmm.
would have been in the same exact situation because I would have just I don't know. I would have probably denied it as long as I could until like I realized it was real, and then I don't even know. So I have her to thank for all the preparation, and it is like invaluable because it's certainly I need that like safety net feeling of that a stockpile of food and supplies gives you at times.
Well, that's good. And on that note, have you told your girlfriend at some point that you feel safe?
I have.
Good,
No,
good.
she knows. She knows she's valuable. But yeah, so
Yeah,
I got that going for me. But man, yeah, I don't know. It's a
I
wild
love it.
thing.
I love it. So are you making music these days
A
still? Are you
little.
goofing around making some noise?
Yeah. I mean, that's like I was thinking about it. If I was doing like one artistic thing for money, what could it be? And it would probably be music related when I think about it. But it's such a competitive thing, and it's not something I necessarily want to turn into a career. But I do like posting stuff I do, and yeah, I just posted like a Capadonna remix I did on Instagram. I don't know, last week. And it's all like digital stuff. I do have like I don't know, like here's a ukulele, but I have
Ah!
I have more like digital instruments than real instruments at this point. But yeah, I got a few things kicking around. But
I love that. I love how you're making me feel all vulnerable and naked trying to find my flute, and you're like, "Oh, by the way, just sitting to the left of my abyss, I happen to have a ukulele like right at ready."
that was just it's always there because I play it when I'm bored, like waiting for stuff on the computer or something. I just twiddle away, and then the time's gone, and then I can get back to business.
Of course it's always there. That's like what the ukulele is for. It's like
Yeah,
at the ready. You can
yeah,
carry it anywhere.
that's the fun. Yeah, I got a few little things kicking around, but yeah, it's mostly just fucking around with digital music, and I don't know. It's just really fun for me, and it's fun to like just put on headphones and get lost in like this weird audio world. And it's one of the few activities I can do where I actually like can lose myself because even with art, like I gotta be listening to music to get into the art, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like I need a lot of distraction to like clear my mind to enough to like get into something, whatever that means. I get into it enough. I don't know. I never felt like I truly like lose myself in things, and I am often striving to figure out how. But music is something where it definitely comes close.
Got you. Got you. That's interesting. It's definitely interesting that it's just a different format of the same thing. Like you're getting in a space and you're creating something that hasn't existed before. And it's interesting that, like, for you, you're capable of doing a visual format or an audio format, but that audio is what resonates and comes naturally.
Yeah,
That's fucking cool, dude.
it's something. Yeah, I
It's
always
really cool.
I don't know. Sometimes I try not to like wish because it's not a good thing. But I often wish I sort of put some more time into music, like in the last decade or so. But whatever. I don't know. It's still a fun thing to do, and I like it. And I haven't ruined it by turning it into a career yet. So we'll
Well,
see how
hey,
it goes.
I feel like literally just before we got to this topic, you just said you planned on living your entire life a couple more times over. So you've got plenty more decades to explore what
Yeah.
we just talked about.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how far we get. But yeah, I mean, it's like there's a chance I'll probably not die soon, but I don't know. That's the thing. So I'm emotionally preparing myself to have to do this for like at least another 30 years, which is nuts. Like probably longer if I'm healthy, and that's even if I'm not healthy. That's the fucked up thing. People who like want to die just like won't. And it's just
Yeah.
I swear my grandma, she died when she was 93, and like I got this vibe at towards like the last year that she definitely just wanted to be dead and like was just couldn't do it. She wasn't like miserable, but you could just tell. And like as soon as like
Oh.
it's like she kind of knew one day, like I don't know, she was getting sicker and sicker, and but she wasn't quite going. And then I guess one day, like I guess my dad was at the house, and like her nurse and I don't know her my dad's sister, whatever. Anyway, a bunch of people were there, and she had this like planner with all these like things she had to do with doctors and shit. And then she was just like decided to just start crossing shit off, and then she crossed out everything on her planner, and then essentially just went in her room, took like a very heavy dose of morphine and died. And I'm like, that's amazing. I want to do that, but I feel like she needed
Well,
to
there you
wait
go.
till
Check
she
everything off the list.
she really like had to wait till she reached like a certain point where she could do that. But it's like I don't know. It's just weird. Like people just like want to go eventually, and I've never felt that way. And like I don't feel that way exactly, but it's like
Yeah.
I kind of relate even more. It's such a strange thing. I don't know. It's just weird. I used to really like fear death, and I still do, I guess. But it's like a curiosity at this point. And honestly, there's like this part of me which will be like mildly relieved, but I'm not like trying to just be out. So yeah, I gotta prepare to live longer. But if I don't, it's like and I don't know. I hope to not die in some pathetic, stupid way. But if it's like in a missile attack, that's badass. I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm very up in the air about it now. I guess is the point. I don't have an opinion on it anymore. I used.
Well, that's probably a good place to be because I feel
Uh,
like opinions are generally like there to be challenged or changed, you know? So, yeah, just go with what you're at and where you're at
yeah.
and see what happens because, you don't know. Just like where we're sitting, you couldn't have called this. You thought you were calling it, and it totally happened and not exactly the way you wanted.
Yeah. Not quite.
No, yeah. So,
No.
yeah,
Well.
we shall see, and I feel like hopefully we can all retain enough memories of the experiences we've had thus far that it'll lead to an interesting, if nothing else, future, however long it is.
Hopefully, like yeah, if there's like a normal future and things kind of keep going, it it's kind of crazy that like some point this last year might just be sort of like a fleeting memory, and you have some like vague recollections, but it's like right now the craziest shit in the world, but I might forget about all of this. and that's nuts.
Yeah. Well,
Brain stuff, man. I don't know. I gotta turn around real quick about that. Go over here. Um,
disappear into the void like you do.
mhm.
Yeah. Shape shifting, interdimensional portal jumping.
You know how I do.
Yeah. I love it. And your skin suit that you wear is so unassuming. I would
Right?
never guess.
You would not.
No,
I look like a
no.
real person.
You do. You do.
Oh, oh man.
That's amazing. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, normally I'd be like very annoyed to talk to someone who's been thriving so much during the pandemic, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm just all about it with you. I'm like happy for you, and I don't think I'm like having the worst time, but like you've correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like you're kind of killing it lately.
Yeah, I literally I was built for pandemic times.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it like we kind of have touched upon a few times here. It's like that where I'm at is perfect for where we're all at, and anyone who I can communicate with is like I'm happy to have along with the ride.
Yeah, Green Door seems like a good fit. Wicked good fit.
Green Door is dope. It is their little hand painted sign that says "We sell dope art." It should just say like, "We've got a dope idea here," because it's really incredible. It's like each one of everyone in the studio is like doing whatever it is they do thoroughly and just hard for like
Yeah.
whatever that means. And it's really awesome to be around people that aren't just like, oh, I'm inspired by you. They're people that are like, check out me living inspired, you know.
Yeah.
So that has been really frigging cool. And side note, the one rule that is the golden rule at Green Door Studios is don't be an asshole. And I've got to say that really encompasses everything. So there are no problems there. There's always communication, and everyone follows the golden rule. And I wish I've been trying to apply that rule to like any situation around where I'm questioning like, should I this or should I that, or any situation. It's like, well, we all really know what the right thing to do is. And if you're questioning it, just do the right thing. Because I can guarantee any situation, that's the answer.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I had a teacher. I don't latch on to teachers very much, but I had one. Shout out Nate Walpole over at Champlain College. He had three rules, and it was don't be a dick, don't be a dick, and word is bond. And I thought that was good. I latched onto that. Like, just don't promise things you can't deliver on, and don't be a dick. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. That is 100% right there.
Yeah. And I like that don't be a dick is twice, because that's a very important one for sure.
It really is. It's like when you kind of like the way I'm learning is this one rule society that's going on in the collective is like, wow, okay, like, so if there's a rule number 2, that would be refer to rule number 1.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a great rule. I don't want to act like I think I am an asshole inside, and I've discussed this with people who know me well, my girlfriend really, and it's like deep down I kind of am an asshole, and I think enough part of me wants to be an asshole, but I'll never really be an asshole because I might not really be an asshole. I don't know if any of that makes sense. It's sort of a weird thing with me but like like at work, okay, so at the garage, like, people loved me. Like, I got free shit all the time. I felt like a bit of a staple of Burlington, like restaurant folks just loved me because I gave them free parking for food. And, like, but also, I could be, like, a huge dick to someone if they deserved it. And it was always if people like if you started it, I will make it so much worse. And but I would never unleash that even on a friend or a loved one or both or anyone who I care about what they think of me. Like I don't care if
Mm-hmm.
a stranger thinks I'm an asshole. Like good, because they're an asshole and I hated them first. But they like I don't want anyone in my circle, be it at work or wherever, to think anything negative of me. It's like a problem almost where I just want no one to be mad at me about anything ever. And that's something that I've recently been able to sort of like work again, like kind of pull away a bit, like since like lockdown and shit. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's why my Instagram's gotten a little more like rough around the edges, because I'm just mad. And so I just talk about it on the internet because why not? And uh, yeah, like, but I think deep down, like, my golden rule in a way for life might be don't be an asshole, because if everyone just wasn't an asshole outwardly, then everything would be fine. And I think that's an amazing rule.
It's so simple and so beautiful.
It
It really
is.
is. It really is, and yeah, everything would be great. Like it doesn't matter if you and I.
Uh oh. Can you hear me? Uh, we might have lost. We might have lost him. Well, hang on.
Can happen if we're not assholes to each other or ourselves. That's
Yeah.
it's really easy. Like I don't care if you literally like only eat mustard greens and scream at the top of your lungs every Tuesday of your entire life. That is fine as long as you're transparent about that and you're like, "Yo, is this me?"
Mustard greens are crazy.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, because only someone who lived off mustard greens would scream every Tuesday outside. But I could accept that as a neighbor if I was aware of that and if that was your bag. Like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
sure.
And if you're not being an asshole, what that means is you're not doing anything outwardly to disrupt my life. You can be honest about your different lifestyle, but like, don't be an asshole. You do you, I'll do me. Let's find a space where it can work together.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like a good a good spot. I liked them. Like Steve was one of the first Burlington artists I ever like reached out to just to like get a feel for what the deal was and see if people were dicks or not. And so he was really chill, and I got a good little introduction to everything from him. And
Steve is a magical critter.
he seems like,
He
yeah.
he and the thing about him is like anything I've gotten to know about him, and I've been really fortunate that like him and I kind of cross paths. The way we all have been using the space is sort of one at a time. We've been giving each other beyond a wide berth to like
Nice.
use the space. So it's been good because our paths crossed just because of our life schedules.
Mm,
So I've gotten to learn a little bit more about how he really, as far as I see, is like 100%, you know, like the simple, comfortable smile and vibe that he has around is like very true.
hmm.
And he's like 100%, you know, another person where, like I said, you're like, I'm kind of an asshole and I like taste bad sometimes. Like, that's why I like your flavor. And Steve's flavor is like the fucking raspberry sherbet version, you know, and it really is true. And it's not lofty or like unattainable. It's very real, and it's through a lot of like work in lifing. Like
Yeah.
he puts it all into his version of lifing, and it's an honor to be around that type of a person. You know, and then being in the same space as the other critters that are in there right now, you know, like
Yeah.
Nicole is a force. She is 100% force.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's 100% true to her words. You know, she's one person that will like never promise you more or less than she's going to be
Nice.
100% on.
Mm-hmm.
So being around that dynamic coupled with Steve's like heart forward vibe coupled with Scotty, who's just like an animal with a spray can,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But there again, true to his word, like always getting other people into the art thing. It's just, it's really cool. It kind of feels like Power Rangers-y in a way. Like
Hmm.
we've each got our little superpower, and somehow the Batcave like allows for this like den where we can, utilize that. So
It's
it's
badass.
energized. It's energizing to be around other people that can not only respect our differences, but also confidently just like share wherever we're at. It's a cool thing for me in the studio, and it's kind of a cool thing for everyone everywhere. So we all need to
Nice.
do that.
Yeah, man.
Earth is a big studio, so
Hmm.
let's all follow the one golden rule and
Right?
like make some cool shit in the
Yeah.
Earth studio.
And give each other some space when we need it, because that sounds great too. That was one of
It's
the things.
huge.
Yeah, that was one thing. Like, no shade to Space Gallery. Like, they've been great in every way to me, but like, I was worried about going to the studio because if it was just me the whole time, I'd be worried that someone else might show up, and that was fine. There was like, I don't know how many people there, but a lot more than like four, and so I understood, and that's why I just didn't go because I just didn't feel comfortable, and I knew I could have gone late at night, but I didn't really feel up to it then, and I don't know, it just didn't work. It didn't work for me, and I think like consciously sharing the space is like really important right now, especially I don't know. I know like from talking to like Nicole a little bit, just on Instagram, her level of like concern with COVID and stuff is up there with mine. I feel like she was taking it pretty seriously. I might be totally wrong, but it seemed like she was taking it very seriously, and I'm not surprised that she'd be implementing some kind of system like that over there.
Yeah, well, and it's good. I feel like the way I feel is I personally, for my safety levels, I feel like they're being met. Um, I am conscientious. I'm very respectful to anyone else's space, and I live like a very autonomous, isolated life, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel good, and I feel like the one thing that's great is there again, everyone's respecting everyone because we all, even within the studio, have different boundaries for what we feel is safe for our own personal space.
Mm.
Um, but because we all are open about that and respectful of each other's thing, we have such an effortless space that truly meets everyone's needs and is very, it's very safe,
Yeah.
and I think that mentality and that behavior is like obviously literal right now, but it goes way deeper than pandemic behavior. That is like human existence behavior,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
definitely. That's just a good system in general. I like
It
that.
is good ways of lifing.
Yeah. Everyone's figuring it out. In it like
They are,
forced to figure it out.
they are, and like I will say, like right when all this happened, it was really great because like we kind of had a meeting, when it was finally to the point to where everyone even felt comfortable. It was outside in a parking lot. We were all barely close enough to hear each other with masks on,
That's how I like
but
it.
it was one of those things where it was like as soon as that was able to happen, that happened, and at that point people were very clear with where they sat.
Hmm.
Um, so walking forward from that, that's been consistent, and
That's great.
it's really great. It is really, really, really great. And it's a really simple way of being that allows us to navigate our lives in a shared space, while still giving each other our own space.
Nice.
It's fucking cool.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know what I would do now if I had the means to have a studio again. Like I liked space, but now that I don't have a studio, I'm like wondering like I like painting, and I would like a space to do that and be really messy, but um, I almost feel like it could be kind of anywhere at this point. I liked the collective aspect of space, and I liked the experience I had there. But I think like I coming out of this whole thing, I'd be an absolutely different person and artist, and in which case I don't know what I would do, and I would probably maybe have like a different kind of studio somewhere else, somewhere where I could be like I could do kind of what I'm doing right now and art. Like it'd be great if I could like have this room be my computer stuff, and then on the other side I fling paint. Like that would be the ideal room for me. So maybe I'll do something like that. But I feel like I'm at this point more comfortable just being closed off in my own space, whereas before I felt like I really needed to get myself out there and meet people, and now
Yep.
I'm still up for meeting people, but I don't want to as much. So I've met enough people for now, and so I'll just keep those. And I don't know, I'll see. I think I've made enough. Like I'm not saying I've made like some huge impact, but I feel like I've made enough of an impact on enough people to where people will kind of like see what I'm doing regardless of where I'm doing it. And I know how to get myself out there at this point. I don't need to just be in a space where people show up. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of looking for more of like a cave that I can live in instead of like an open air thing. I don't know.
Well, that's good, man. A lot of magic can happen in a cave.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. And I liked having a, like, I remember at space, like the one that you were going to take, it was like open. And I remember just thinking, like, I couldn't do that. I'm too, like, weird about just my space. Everything needs to be shut off if it can be. And so, I don't know. I'm curious to see, assuming we make it back to, like, some semblance of, like, normal life. I'm curious to see where I kind of drift because it's going to be somewhere natural because I don't think I'm going to let myself do anything shitty ever again. Like the garage was cool, but it was shitty deep like at the end of the day, and I needed to get out of there for years, and I just never did because I was very comfortable there. But
Mm-hmm.
now I'm gonna be, I don't know, I don't know. That whole notion of being comfortable is like a different thing to me, and like what does that mean? I used to think being comfortable meant like financially comfortable or like job stability, but like none of those things are real. None of those things are real.
No, they're not, dude. It's like, do your fingers move? Do your toes move?
Yeah.
Are you breathing? Could you eat if you want to eat? Those are
Yeah.
the things that are important.
Yeah, so I'm slowly learning that, and I think that's good. So I think if we make it through this alive, I'll be a much better person at the end of the day. But right now, I'm in this odd transition where I'm definitely, like I was saying, just getting weirder every day, and I don't know. I kind of like it, but I don't know. I'm curious to see where I land because I used to really think I knew. I always think I know who I am, and then I never do. Even just a few months ago at Space Gallery, when things were like really thriving there, I thought I knew who I
Hmm.
was as like an artist, as a person, and now I have no idea who that person was, and that's crazy. Like last Art Hop, what even was that? I don't know. That's insane. And I don't
Yeah.
know, like just the notion that that was me is insane. And so I don't know. It's very at this point, it's like morbid curiosity to move on with life, more than anything. Just because I really want to see where I end up, even if shit goes really bad, I'm almost a little curious to see what path I take. Cause like,
Well,
uh, I'm gonna keep ranting a little bit. I always sort of wondered where I would go if I really lost everything and hit rock bottom. Like all my loved ones are dead and everything's wrong. Where would I go? And what does that timeline look like? I don't want to really know, but I do. Like I want to know, but I don't want to live it. And so, part of it's just curiosity at this point. Life.
either you're gonna live that or you're not. And I guess when it happens, you're gonna see what happens, you
Ugh.
know?
And I
And
like.
it's I say just like live it, you know.
Eh,
I can relate to all sorts of times where it's been like, wow, everything, you know. A lot of it again, like I can't help but to keep referring to my own life experience, but it's like right when my entire existence changed, I had everything I thought I wanted. You know, I was
yeah.
living in an off the grid cabin. I had an organic flower farm. I mean, shit was like a poem.
That's the Vermont dream.
It was like beyond the Vermont dream. It was the dreamer's dream.
It is the dreamer's dream.
And within a year, it went from that to I'm secretly living in a broken down car at the edge of the national forest and I can't walk and I'm 30 grand in debt. It was like, whoa, yes, this can happen. Oh, and it was the middle of winter.
Oh my God, that's
so I was like, okay. Yeah, but it's like, you know what? Yes, like you said, you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I couldn't have made up that story in my darkest nightmares.
No.
I was busy thinking about zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, like life happened and like that felt pretty bottom. You know what I mean? Like and it's like that was like incredible because like the beautiful thing about getting to a place that you can concretely say feels like bottom, there is nowhere else to go but into a whole new freaking world.
Yeah. that's the intriguing thing. It's wild. Like what would that be like?
Yeah, being able to sit in a place where you are like, wow, this is bottom and like absolute bottom for whatever level we're discussing, you know. That's a catalyst. That's a great place.
Yeah.
And I hope like all this crazy shit that we are now navigating, I hope there was a bottom that happened somewhere between freak out and pandemic.
Yeah.
You know? And I hope that we're like heading in a direction, at least on a lot of levels. I mean,
hopefully. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to be optimistic for me, but man, who knows? I don't know. It's wild. I can't even really comprehend like everything that's happening all at the same time, and I can't keep up with it, and I don't know.
Well, don't try to keep up with all of
it. I don't.
There is not enough room to even have a podcast if you do that.
No, I got my girlfriend to like read the big news to me, and she even avoids it, but I try to avoid it, and she keeps me informed on like local issues that actually affect me, but
yeah, that's what's important because that's where you are.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I really try to pay attention to. But it's hard to like not see big news even on Instagram. Even if you're like really careful on who you're following, it's gonna seep in. So I don't know. It's something else. But
algorithms are amazing, though. I will say, like. My general feed is like delusional. It is delusional. Or maybe what's happening is I'm actually seeing the real news and it just doesn't even seem real to me. So
yeah.
I'm not accepting what leaks into my feed.
Yeah. I'm like,
is that a meme or is that a clip from NBC?
I know.
Like, I don't even know anymore.
No headline phases me.
No.
But, yeah. Just trying to figure out what to do next, I guess. Now it's like I've just barely gotten to this point that we're talking about where I've just kind of leveled off and felt comfortable. Like, as comfortable as one could be right now. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see what happens. But...
Me too, man. Me too. I'm always interested. And so far, like, the magic quilt of creative shit I've seen you do in the short time I've known you, I want to keep watching. I want to see what patches are getting put on next.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might put some fringe on it. We don't know. Maybe you'll take up embroidery. We don't know. I want to see it.
I appreciate some good fiber art, you know, like I might have a drop spindle or two in my closet. Like, I appreciate.
Wouldn't that be some shit, right? Like, everything goes back to, like, this magical normal that you've, like, jokingly said a few times. And all of a sudden, you are a, like, fiber artist.
That's a fun one.
Jesse Miles Macrame.
Yes.
House of Fiber. You know?
I'm
Who
into
knows?
It. Knows? It's in there. I may have been to a Fiber Fest or two in my life.
Oh, of course you have. Oh, yes.
I appreciate the craft. What can I say?
You know what? There are so many creative flavors in the world. It is
It's
just
true.
it taste as many as you can.
Yeah.
And you're a good cook, so I think it's great that you've gathered the ingredient fiber arts for your palette of life.
Yes. Uh,
That's amazing.
it's too
That's
many.
amazing.
That just goes back to my too many things, though. I can't. I gotta land somewhere at some point, but maybe I'll go into fiber hard. It sucks that I feel like I have to like go into one thing as hard as possible, otherwise it's pointless.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
I,
not.
I I mean, no, do what you're doing as hard as you can. I just like the concept, I guess, where you lose me is this concept of landing somewhere.
That's a good point. Yeah,
I
what is
I
that?
I sit in a much different place, and I think I just recognized that through our conversation. Is that
Yeah.
no, like a lot of for me, it was not only being able to let go of anything around me at any given point, is
Hmm.
the fact of like I don't have a concept of landing somewhere or ending up in one goal.
Yeah.
My goal is to continue.
That's legit.
And
That's a good way to think about it because there's
as
no
to
landing
where
spot.
no, and as to where I'm going, it's like life as I see it is like absolute darkness, which is like possibility for absolutely anything. And all I'm capable of comprehending at any given point is like the trajectory of like flashlight beam. So it's like a pretty narrow but fanned out thing that gets diffused at the edges. So it's like shine my flashlight where I can and go with that. And
Man.
so as far as where I'm going, it doesn't matter because it's all dark. I don't know. There might be a tree there, there might be a brick there, but I'm not going to know that unless I'm shining my light there. And if I'm paying attention to that, the rest of it is irrelevant. So
Huh. Man.
for me, it's not where I land. It's not where I end up. Even with my art, right now, I am throwing every free moment of my day into doing that, and I am like proudly an artist, like is to every ounce of my being that I
Hmm.
can be. But that's not my goal. There is no end game goal to that at all.
Right.
It's like that is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that until I'm not doing that anymore. And my goal is just continue lifing until I'm done lifing. Life end it like the end of my conscious existence, I guess, is my end point.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That's the perfect spot to end it.
Yeah, like my goal in life is to live life until it's over with.
That's like the goal of all organisms, I think, is to just die eventually. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
So why would I cut myself short and make things really difficult by saying my life goal is to be the best pie baker in the world? That
Uh,
is like boring. Boring.
Man. Yeah,
Oh,
working towards some like imaginary point where you can like what relax, I guess, is sort of futile. I would say thinking about it, just because then what?
yeah.
There's no. I don't know. Everyone's got shit. It's not gonna stop. It's just gonna.
That's that's called being alive.
Yeah,
That's called being alive. That's the life experience. And
it's
it
rough.
happens every day until it doesn't.
Yeah, it
It
sucks.
is.
This keeps going.
It's all of the above. It does.
Oh man,
It
yeah,
does.
yeah. I felt like
Oh, well,
I don't know. I was just gonna say I feel like before this life felt short, but now for some reason life feels long, even though it could be shorter.
yeah. Wow.
It's interesting.
It's pretty cool that like it took you 30 however many years to be able to have this perspective. Like, aren't you glad you did what you did just to make it to be old enough that you could come to that realization?
That is pretty good. That's a good accomplishment. Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
cool. Perspective, that's the best accomplishment.
Yeah, it takes a while to gain perspective. You have to do a lot of like regrettable things, and then you can have perspective.
I don't think you have to. I think
No, it helps
doing
though.
doing regrettable things will definitely open up doorways for perspective shifts.
Exactly, it propels you towards having perspective faster. The more dumb shit you do.
Wow.
Man, that's good. I'm gonna.
You make me feel like I've got like the exist like it feels like my reality is the Smurfs all of a sudden. I'm like, wow.
That's a.
Do I live do I live in a magical dream world? Like really?
No. No,
Wow.
you're probably in the same reality as me, which is wild. I think that's another weird thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just it's crazy that everyone's in the same reality. Apparent, but they're not, are they? I don't know. That's a weird question because what that just gets deep. What's reality? You could just go forever with that one. I don't know if we want to
Well,
get into that.
I love how when you said that, your arms disappeared.
Yeah. What it?
Literally.
Yeah. I don't.
You're like, what is reality? Now I have two fingers and a nub. Or
Yeah.
do I?
What is anything?
I don't know. All I can say though is like I the more I focus on being present in what I'm assuming is my reality, the more I'm aware of things like you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna, as long as I keep meeting and interacting with interesting characters along the way, I'll keep participating with this game.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like now that I'm in this crazy Jetsons reality that was literally just a cartoon when I was a child. And you and I are talking on a magic square.
I know buildings are a little lower than promised, but otherwise it's pretty close to the Jetsons.
I mean, I gotta say, like, right now, I am sitting in a magical machine that requires me to move a thumb and a finger for me to get around the house.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're part machine.
Yeah,
You're talking
yeah,
to some weird magic square, and fucking satellites might be involved. I don't even know how we're doing this, but it's
yeah.
crazy.
And it really, all of this really, I have moments along the way where I wonder, I'm like, am I insane? Like, does any of this exist? Is Jesse really there? Is this just my fucking dream?
Yeah,
Like,
it's weird.
because so much of this is like just like everything, not what I imagined.
Yeah. No, I don't
But
know.
exactly what I imagined in a way.
I think part of me imagined life could end up like this, but I didn't think it really ever would. I think even on the last podcast before everything went to shit, I was talking to Eli Harrington. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a
Okay.
marijuana lobbyist in Vermont, and
Oh yeah, I know who ELA is. Yeah,
Eli from the 802. Shout out.
totally. I listened to that podcast.
Okay, so then there's this part where we're talking about like what if everything went to shit? What if you didn't like I don't know. We were basically talking about apocalyptic scenarios and I was like, yeah, I don't think anything like that would really happen. Like it might come close, but like I feel like it's always like I don't know, I just had this dumb idea about something and I just that was like so very wrong. I don't even know what I was thinking with that. It's just and it's just so funny. I want to have him on again just cuz we talked pre-apocalypse, might as well talk post-apocalypse. But
Well,
yeah, it's just
I got. Wow. No, I gotta say, like, I mean, I don't know if it's a generational thing. I mean, I can't imagine every generation had this sort of thing, but I feel like apocalypse movies, talk of apocalypse has been so much of conversation and entertainment in our lives that to me, I feel really let down by this version of the apocalypse. It is like way more slow and grueling.
I
And I
know.
think there's this huge air of disappointment amongst a lot of people that I feel comfortable talking to, where I'm like, we really expected it to be like kaboom. Like
I know.
when you think pandemic, you think like yellow gas cloud and a bad man coming down and like 800 million people get blisters and disappear, and then like crystals pop out of the ground and everything's happy. It's like, oops, no. We've got like this grueling, slow, like, no, we don't get a locust plague. We get one locust every minute for all eternity. It's like, it's disappointing as far as like grandeur of apocalypse went, because it did
Uh,
seem entertaining at one point, didn't it? You were
it
like,
absolutely.
you used it as an entertainment conversation, and
Yeah.
it worked and it was accepted. But now we're like, ooh, ouch.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, no.
I had all kinds of ideas about like how cool it could be to live in some fucking like hellscape. I don't know, but uh man.
Yeah, but we were all taught about apocalypse in the format of an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly, and and it was going to be spectacular. That was another thing I always said. It came up
Yeah.
sometimes. I would be like, if I'm gonna live until the apocalypse, hey, at least I get to see it because it would. I thought it would be some spectacle, but it's not. It's just a sad, slow fizzle. It's not like this beautiful explosion. It's just a bummer, and so it's like not really that fun to watch at all.
Indeed.
I always think about like on
I
a
know that's the artist. That's the,
what.
oh no, you're good. Sorry, my little thing just glitched out on me. We're good. I hear you now.
It happens. Yeah, you've come and got like you disappeared once for like a few seconds, but it's been fine. Um oh, I don't know. It's just it always seemed like such a poetic thing. Like I've painted pictures of people watching the world explode like multiple times. It's like a thing I like to paint, and it's like a thought I like. I don't know if you ever watched Futurama, but there's an episode where like I think I don't know, a few of them they get into like a time machine, and I don't know what happens, but at some point they're just kind of sitting up in space drinking a six pack watching the world end, and I thought that was like the most poetic, like amazing thing. And it is when you're safe in a time machine, but not like on the planet that's
Yeah.
exploding. And so it's like it took me a long time to be able to separate
No.
those two ideas.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh
No, and I'm all about that, like the exploding factor. Like it's like balloons. Balloons are cool. Balloons are awesome, and like it's like, but and you pop a balloon, it's exciting, it's terrifying, and it's all at once. But if you take a balloon and just untie it and set it there, that's not so cool or exciting. Like
Not
all
really.
the magic is gone. The result is the same thing.
uh
It's like a flat balloon, and it's like, yeah, we're not getting any sort of pop right now.
Man, yeah, no, it is
It's like
just a slow
it's like,
leak.
yeah.
Shit. Yeah, that's not what I was promised, but oh well. But maybe that means it's not the apocalypse.
Wow. Or the apocalypse already happened.
I've heard that theory. Like everyone's kind of on their own timeline. Like for some people, it's
Yeah.
happened. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's gonna.
Yeah.
Classic, classic apocalypse theory.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and it's great. There is no shortage of theories right now.
No, it's fun.
And I gotta say, for like a world where everyone is like quote end quote isolated, there is a lot of theories being vocalized out there in the world.
Yeah.
Like, people are louder in their isolation than they were all together.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
It's really lucky we still have the internet, because otherwise it wouldn't be as spectacular. But it's
Oh.
absolutely amazing.
I mean, are we lucky though? Because it's loud in here.
Oh, I don't know. I wonder every day. I mean, I need it, but also I hate it. It's a
Ugh.
struggle.
Oh man, I wouldn't say I need it, but I'm going to say that like, if you're in a field full of strawberries, you got to eat some strawberries.
Yeah,
so
right?
It's like this little terrifying digital world is here, and I'm here at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Pick a berry.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a berry.
Yeah. I've just become used to. I love media and entertainment. I've become accustomed to a certain lifestyle of being able to have all the entertainment at my fingertips all the time. I have like 12 streaming services. I need them all, and it's like I just if that's taken from me quickly, I might not deal with it so well. I do have backups, like things downloaded, but then what if we don't have electricity? Then what? I have to do puppet shows, fucking with flashlights. I don't
Wow.
even know. That'll be my main concern if is like entertainment. If shit goes wrong, it's like, what are we gonna do at night? Like, I don't know.
I love how your go-to to like absolute loss of every format of what you know was puppeteering.
Puppeteering probably by candlelight. Now that I think about it, but still, yeah, like it's gonna be shadow puppets, and it's gonna be a really sad show, and I don't know.
Am I just another puppet in your reality right now? Is that what's going on? You're the
I
puppet
You're
master?
just a shadow on the wall, man. I don't know. Who knows what
Yeah.
any of this is?
Oh man. Well, as far as I'm experiencing it from this end, there are more than two dimensions to me, or one dimension, I guess, is what you're seeing.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got height and width, and you appear to
Yeah.
have depth, but that could be an illusion. I could fake that with a pencil.
Yeah, yeah, well, I am an artist. The
Yeah,
depth
exactly. We can't trust you.
I will confess right here and now on live streaming this is that yeah, the depth, it's all shadows,
Oh shit.
it's paint, it's paint, yeah.
Oh man. Who knows though?
You know,
That's the
it's
fun.
it is keep them wondering because like within myself I know I'm wondering.
It's so funny. Like thinking about how I used to be like I used to like I think about the only reason I remember my thoughts was because like 10 years ago I wrote a bunch of songs because I was going to be a rapper for a second, and so I have all these songs and I've changed the lyrics to any I've done on the show or anywhere since. I've changed lyrics that I no longer agree with, but it's not because I had like bad political views. It's because I was like too optimistic or like just jaded, and so there was stuff about like oh shit! I had it in my head before I started talking, and now I can't think of it. Um, oh, what did you just say? Do you remember?
I said a lot of things.
I know. No, it's fine. I don't know. I just had all these different ideas about like, oh, what the fuck was it? I was like, shit, I can't think of it. I don't know.
Painful.
I know that's such the struggle. It's a struggle. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just basically thought it was some kind of like. I had all these ideas that I thought I understood. Oh, what were we talking about? Ideas,
You
music.
start you started off with your brief stint of your rapping.
I
That's where
know. That's where I pretty much lost it because I don't know what happened before that. Whatever.
you got lost in hip hop. You know what's beautiful about a conversation with you is I can guarantee we will revisit this very thing and
It's
you'll pick
true.
up the thought again. It'll happen.
Everything is circles.
We've checked off a couple time loops in the hour or so we've been talking already.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be able to edit back in like a complete thought a couple times. I
Oh, it
can
doesn't matter.
guarantee it.
I also, if I can't come up with a complete thought, I just blatantly don't. Like, if I need to transition and I can't find a smooth way to do it, I just have this sound bite that says lazy transition, and then it just goes to the next thing. It doesn't matter. No one cares. So it's fine. I'm not trying to figure out what I was saying for the sake of like making the interview smooth. I just had a point, but it doesn't matter. The point is, I think what I was making is basically back to what we were saying about how like I was excited about an apocalypse until it sort of happened. Whereas like I just had all these like ideas like 10 years ago about the kind of person I was, and I really believed it, and I talked about it, but I didn't live any of it until like March of 2020. I don't know. It's just such a
That
strange fucking time. It's wild.
that's kind of powerful, man. Like and that's interesting that You say you didn't live it until now, and that's a really cool thing. Like that's you're kind of fortunate that you made it to a point in your life where you can live what you're thinking and who you are, and
It,
you have to, or
yeah,
you're not actually living.
yeah, yeah, and like I want to live. Now it's like we were saying, it's like who knows how long there is, and now I just want to like I want to move forward, but I want to enjoy myself in the meantime. So
Yeah.
like I don't know, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna like sacrifice self care or like time to chill. Like I've made, as of like last week, I made myself a work schedule, if you will, but it still
Mm.
includes like a Sunday of just playing video games and doing nothing. And I stop by like 7 o'clock every night and hang out with my girlfriend and watch TV until like midnight. And it's like it's a very chill schedule. There's people who work a lot harder than me, and that's fine for them, but like I I can't like be working hard without thinking something like, what if this is like the last thing I do? Like if I'm doing something that's making me miserable, I'm like, what if this is the last thing I do? What if this is the how I spend like my last day? This would be the shittiest last day. And so
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm trying to just make sure every day is like a decent last day at least, you know?
Yeah. Shit, man, you're starting to sound like a rainbow. You got to watch out. You're gonna start painting pictures or something.
That would
I
be bad.
was like, you're saying words that started off my colorful life.
No. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm curious to see what happens when I start painting. Like, I should have my home studio set up in at least a week, if maybe
Mm.
like I don't know, a couple at the most. But like, eh, we'll see. Like, I'm gonna paint some bears ripping apart fish because I sold some and I want to replace them. But I'm gonna definitely like for the first time out, just kind of see where it goes and get weird with it and not worry about it, and it'll be fun.
Good,
But
good. I totally love the fact that you're talking about it because it's not like you haven't been busy manifesting things
sure,
anyways.
yeah,
Instead of for eye holes, you're making stuff for people's ear holes. Like
true.
you're still filling voids in the creative world. But I mean, just because of how I met you and first ever sat down and like chatted with you, it was
hmm
in the format where we were literally just messing with color with no goal or intention.
Yeah.
So, of course, I love any talk of you saying you're going to pick up a paintbrush again
Yeah.
or whatever.
Definitely will. I love painting. It's just like I guess when it came down to it, like I needed to do everything that really like made me comfortable and got me through the day, and just painting I guess wasn't one of those things for a while. And it's like painting isn't something I can do unless I'm comfortable, which I guess might, you know, some I think artists who can work under any kind of stress is that's when you come up with really cool shit. But I definitely had to, especially at space, I would have to like because of the fact I had to like leave my house where I'm like comfortable and go somewhere where I was still comfortable, but it was different. And for a while, it was new and it was always welcoming. But you know, I didn't know the building, I didn't know the people, and so I had to spend a lot of time. Like I would get to the studio and spend like an hour or two just trying to chill out and get comfortable, and then I
Hmm.
could work. And you know, when the pandemic hit, I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable until like the fucking sertraline started working in my brain, and I
Yeah.
was able to relax. And so like now I'm feeling like painting something because I'm comfortable, I guess. And so if I'm
That's
in a
good.
state of like panic, I'm not gonna fucking paint something. At the most, I might twiddle on my ukulele for comfort, and that's about it.
Well, and you don't need to be paying rent on an exterior studio space to play with a ukulele.
Exactly, which is why I had to stop. I held on to it for a while, and like it didn't. I don't feel bad about it, and I think without the pandemic, if I had to get rid of my studio, and the only reason was because I wasn't selling enough art, and there wasn't like a worldwide pandemic to blame, I think I would have been really upset. But since I could just be like, "What do you want? There's a fucking pandemic," I didn't even. I had
Yeah.
no ounce of like regret. I was like a little bummed, but I was already like I had grieved the loss of the studio in like March because I knew I'm like both I catastrophize and I'm a realist. So when this hit, some people were thinking this would be like a couple weeks of just no one go anywhere, we'll all make bread. But I was like, nah, this is gonna be life for like years. And so I knew it was gonna be a problem. And so I was just like, I grieved the loss of that studio in March, and I got rid of it in like June. And so by then I was just like, good, let's get it. Let's get someone else in there. Like, I hope, someone else will be in there using it, and that's great. I'd rather not take up the space and keep owing people money. And so I sold all the art I could and did okay. And I don't know, Christy was really nice and was able to help me like pay off everything with art and money. So she's it went as well as it absolutely could have. And so it's like, I think it's just another one of those things like the garage. Like, although the garage was way more toxic, like the studio kind of had me stuck in this place that I thought I was supposed to be. Like, I got caught up in being a studio artist. I thought that was really cool, because it is. It's cool as shit to be like, yeah, come down to my studio. Like, admit it. Like, that's a great thing to say to someone.
Yeah, it is. It is really cool. It is really cool.
So I just I got caught up in that, and it was great. But I think part of me knew it wasn't really the type of artist I was. I don't know what I am, and I don't want to be like, oh, I'm different, you can't define me. I just don't fucking know what I'm doing, and I'm still trying to figure it out, and I will eventually, maybe. But and by figure it out, I mean I'll sort of land on something where I'm like, okay, I feel like I've had little blips of that, especially with music, where I'm like, this is something I could do all the time forever. I don't really think I had that with painting. Painting is always a bit of a job. And so I don't know what I was thinking again. And it's so crazy that I was so sure of myself last year, and now I'm just fucking no. I have no idea who that was. That wasn't a real person.
You shed that skin already.
Yeah, that was my idea of me. Sort of.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. But...
It is weird. But I love it, and you really we don't know what's next.
Do you think you were equally maybe naive as the average person before you woke up and couldn't see one day? Were you just sort of kind of cruising like a lot of people, or do you think you sort of had the personality you do now?
Oh, I really honestly feel like every facility I've lost has further stripped me down and made more obvious areas where I was either jaded or taking things for granted, or and it really granted, it took me a lot of processing and pain and every emotion you can imagine to get to the point where I'm saying this. But yeah, definitely, it's real. I've 1,000 times been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it took me literally losing the ability to see to be able to appreciate some very simple things.
Yeah. And to clarify, I guess, since this is a podcast, you can see, and I guess anyone who's not, I guess I forgot we're doing a podcast. This is Will. Will has an eye patch on, and it's badass. But, okay, so can you see normally out of the one eye that's not patched?
Let's see. My regular eye I can see, you can see. That one is normal most of the times. It still gets squirrely. Okay. And the one that's covered, I can see out of that one, but I can't see in any way the same as the other eye. So it's two different televisions at the same time. The one that's patched is everything is a different color, everything is wavy gravy and inside outy and crazy looking.
So if you just want to trip out, you just close the other eye and pop open the patch.
Yes. Which I do, I definitely look through that eye. It's interesting, and
yeah, it seems like a good time.
People think I'm inspirational, but it's you know what? No, try a magic eye. That is inspirational.
That shit's magic, man.
Yeah. I'm I've got hallucinogens in one eye. But anyways, so that's why it's patched. because I can't see the past, the present, and the future all at the same time and still function.
Yeah, that's intense. That's too much.
So yeah, it's just to tone it down. So I
Yeah.
go monoptic.
So it's covered because it's for too much sensory overload, not because it's grotesque.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, and people weren't paying attention when I was letting them know that we were 1 year away from Mad Max. So
Yeah.
I was just, you talk about being prepared. I was being prepared.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's that.
One thing, I guess, when I was thinking about like talking to you for like the last, I don't know, it was several months that I've been
Uh-huh.
talking about it. Like the one thing I could think of was one. It really stuck with me when you were talking about like I think at my studio how you didn't like the word inspirational, and
Yeah, no.
I I didn't know how much if you like you've already pretty much touched on it, but I do really appreciate that, and I think it's I don't know if you want to talk about it. I don't know what you talk about, but it's something that stuck with me because I could see that just getting very old because you're just like doing life and everyone's just like, God, he's so brave. It's like,
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. Like I'm sure I infused that into conversation and I kind of do all the time. That's how much I'm like, stop it with that.
yeah, it's fine.
And
You
it is.
should
There's
infuse it.
and it's one of those things, kind of like you were saying, like when you lost your eye, did it, perspective and all that. It's like, yeah, that right there too is like to hear that all the time from people that are not actually doing what one would do when they're inspired, it feels really insincere. And I'm like, no, that is not like that word to me has a much different meaning because of the way people use it. It's like
Yeah.
in, inspirational and I'm sorry. Those are two things that we have totally trashed. And
Yeah.
those are two things that like there again, life put me in a situation to where I used to use that word. I used to tell people that was inspirational.
Yeah.
Um, until I got in a position where I heard that just because it was something that people say. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, no. Um, yeah, I'm wandering because that's a big thought. And I just like, I'm getting worked up.
Eh, wander if
I'm
you
like,
want or bail. You know, you can abort or you can keep riding. It's whatever
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
do.
I feel like in my mind, like inspirational, if someone says that they're inspired, then they wouldn't talk about it. They would do something that would leave me in awe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like the people who like to me, I'm like, wow, like I can tell that like we're charging each other up are the people that leave me in awe that like stopped long enough to talk with me. Like
Right.
those are people that are inspired and inspiring, because they make me want to do something better.
Right.
In which case, I'm not going to stop and tell them, "Oh my gosh, you're inspirational."
Yeah, show
It's
me.
way it's way cooler to say you inspired me to do this.
Yes.
That's a cool thing to say to somebody. When if someone says that to me, that is like that's moving, that's powerful.
Right
But
on.
to say you're inspiring is like bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, like show me how you're inspired. Just don't say words at me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm not doing what you're saying at all and you're
Yeah.
proving it to me actively.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the things people take inspiration from are just like I don't know, like people it's just like the shittiest situations and it's just kind of weird. Like I get it in a way, but it's kind of weird and it's like I don't know. What is inspire I don't know. I don't know. Like you're an interesting dude and you like I guess you inspired me to do some abstract art I probably wouldn't have done. But like
So yeah, that right there is actually an awesome example. And like that right there, you never until this very moment told me that
mm,
because it was unnecessary. Like you did it. You thanked me for spending time with you. You exchanged like your vibe with me. So like
Mm.
that right there, yes, that's inspiring. Just that story and the way that that flowed,
Yeah.
I will wholeheartedly accept that. That's cool. Like now life has happened long enough that we can have the perspective to be like, whoa, I inspired my friend to
Neat.
do something different.
Crazy.
Like, and that's fucking cool, you
Yeah.
know? And I will say, like, um, not on quite an inspirational, like a spiritually level at all, but like your comfort in like digital realm. Granted, I don't go anywhere near as deep as you.
Sure.
Because I had the time to like inspire you with art, like I was able to be around you while you were talking about things that were absolutely distasteful to me, like Instagram and things like that. You know? So I was like, wow, like by me tempering myself, I was able to be less afraid of something because of you personally. You know,
Hmm.
like you definitely are one of the people that like tempered my absolute disdain for that as doing anything to benefit me.
Well, the secret is you have to have disdain in it to work with it. You have to hate it.
Well, then, like I said, I didn't really learn that from anyone in particular, but I will say you were definitely a present force in my mind as I was trying to like learn this. So
Yeah.
I will thank you in hindsight now that I can say you also inspired me as well
Aw.
to forge on in this terrifying robot world.
Oh yeah, it's bonkers. The fucked up thing is like if we just lost the internet, it would just stop. And then what? Like what would you do? Like I don't know what I would do if I just didn't have the internet like right now. I'd be like, fuck, what am I gonna like there's so many questions I have. Like I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
You'd probably just start painting shit and be chill and I'd be like, what the fuck am I gonna watch tonight?
Yeah. No, I'd like to say I'd be okay for a while.
I did
I think I'd be okay.
I did see a TV in the background. You're
There is, and you know it's funny. I haven't plugged it in for I don't know how long.
oh
I don't
shit.
know if it still works. Yeah,
Oh damn.
it lives there. I think the last thing I watched on it was a documentary about an octopus and a man who made friends with an octopus.
Oh, like my friend the or my doctor the octopus or something.
I can't remember what it was called.
I don't know. I had never watched it, but I saw something about someone befriending an octopus. I think
Yeah.
that's great that that was the last thing you watched. The last thing I watched was this morning, like before this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, that's okay. That's why I'm totally okay not participating in that world because
Yeah,
I fortunately participate with the world enough that I know people like you that can give me the report in a way that I trust. I'm
yeah, I
like,
got
okay,
you.
you tell me about TV shows and albums and all of these things that I don't know about, but like I know they're there now thanks to you.
Yeah, that's what I just want. The podcast is about just getting people to know stuff is there. That's all I want.
Well, you know, I'm still learning. I didn't think I could learn about any more stuff, and just in this conversation, I have.
Damn,
I know there's more things there.
there's gotta be.
Well, yeah. I mean, right in the beginning, you told me there was things in the digital blackness that I can't see.
Yeah, so many things. I don't even want to turn off this blackness because it'll be so jarring.
Well, Glenn, I really appreciate that you like took the threshold of my mind into consideration by only like making it obvious with something so kind as a ukulele. Like that, if you're gonna make anything materialize out of nothing,
Yeah.
I appreciate it being a
It's like the
ukulele
most gentle thing I could pick up, yeah.
because there's a lot of other things that you could probably pull out of darkness.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's a lot of scary stuff around here, I guess, but uh man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I know. It's good. We definitely. It has been far too long since I've had the time to chat with you like this.
I
So.
know.
I agree, and it's good because this is also good for me because I'm not painting right now.
That is good.
Yes, it's good. It's really good.
I do, frankly, personally, I love not painting a lot of the time. I love paintings. I love the end result. I love thinking of the thing. But then, like, midway, there's always a point where I'm like, shit, this is actual work. Like, even if it's something totally fluid, it's just like, for a second, I'm like, this is work. I can't fool myself. I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is.
Yeah. Well, no, that is definitely true. I will say, like, as idyllic and productive as like my art world seems to be, there is definitely many points, and I'm like, oh, good God, just like, where can someone else do this for me?
Yeah,
Like,
you need an assistant.
yeah, no, I mean, like, I will not for 1 minute deny that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything that comes of the like wonderful rose is not pretty, you know. It
No.
grows. There is straight up doo doo fertilizing this gorgeous rose of my life.
I wish more people would be upfront about that. Like, that's what I like about you, and a lot of the artists I do like are people who are relatively, anyway, on the internet, like on Instagram, open about like the struggles. And I guess I'm thinking about it though, like uh, you know, procure a pretty positive like image on your Instagram. But that's because that's your brand. You're selling stuff. But talking to you though, you're very real and you're fine admitting like if things aren't perfect. And those are definitely the people I like, and I wish everyone would just like get very like weirdly open about everything like that, because it would be so much easier just if you understood everyone was having like a tough time. Because yeah, online, if I didn't know
Oh
you, I
yeah.
would just think you're just like this machine of wonder who's just like just killing it. And I just, it's nice. I think everyone just should just get a little too open on the internet. I think that's what we need.
I agree, and I think like on the internet is the format that we have right now, so that's where it needs to happen.
Yeah, it's
You
spilling
know.
out. That's funny.
Yeah, no, it is. It is true. It is true. And it's important. And I kind of feel like, in my mind, because being an artist, and I've even said it and I'm saying it now, like just saying out loud, I'm an artist is like, I have all the judgment that you say when you're like, I hate artists, you know? It's like, but in order to do that, how I hold value to that, and how I feel that the artist archetype is a valuable thing in society is like, it's a really pretty way to create a comfortable space to actually talk about shitty things and serious painful truth,
Yeah.
you know. And it's a lot nicer if someone's like, hey, let's sit down and have a pie and talk, as opposed to throwing a cold meatloaf on the table and handing someone a fork. So yeah, of course I'm gonna serve up apple pie, but as soon as you've got a slice on your plate, let's get real.
Yeah. That's, you got the analogy. Your analogy game is just top notch.
You know, that's the artist touch. It's like
Yeah.
it's like you know, like you're not painting on canvas, but you still have a life brush and you're painting this reality that we're having this conversation in. That's
Eh.
like that is life art. That is some next level shit.
It is. It's life art. It's all painting.
Yes.
I used to say that when I was painting, and I'd be like wandering around like the South End, like a mile away from the studio, just being like, "It's all painting. I'm painting right now. This is fine."
Yes. Yes.
So even if I'm not painting, I'm painting.
You are, and you're painting with some really really cool mediums.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying.
Yeah, man.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I know.
I love it. I'm intrigued by other mediums of art, and I totally admire folks like you, how you can venture so widely across the spectrum of
Right.
art. It's awesome. That's why I'm obsessed with collaboration in any form I can get it.
Yeah.
And more and more, and in this isolation, it's funny, I have more collaborative things going on right now than ever before.
Wow.
And it's fantastic because it's one of those things where it's got this air of like almost danger to it, just saying collaboration. You're like, wait, that means people together, like,
Oh, I know.
are you actually together? And it's like, no, this is really really fantastic. It's like you're doing this kind of art, I'm doing that kind of art, and I really want to, because I'm so comfortably investing in my visual art. I'm in dire hunger to collaborate with artists of different formats, and I'm just waiting to find the right person that's like that gateway. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
love that you're doing music, and I love that I'm doing visual art, and I respect everything that goes into the artistry of music. And I'm like, how can I combine that together with my thing so that I'm not then learning how to do music? I'm like, no, I want to like sing a song with a musician, but I use a paintbrush and they use a ukulele or a microphone or a pony or whatever they use.
Yeah, like that video, that Real Over the Seat video.
Yes, like that right there, that really got my brain like going. That was such a cool experience to be involved in that. And I'm like, there's got to be more ways. I know there's more ways, and the challenge of not only creating that but then making it available to people in the environment we're in right now
Yeah.
is it's daunting, but daunting things are exciting to me, you know.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
I gotta learn to enjoy daunting tasks.
well, I mean, really, if you think about it, like whether it's daunting or whether it seems insignificant and moot, no matter what we're talking about, there's a 50-50 chance. It's either a go or it's not a go.
Yeah.
And in my experience, the things that were the most daunting that ended up becoming a go are some of the most memorable and potent points in my life. Are those things that I was like, holy crap, this is impossible. And then whatever it was, wasn't. Like for me, even right down to getting a studio, like getting to a point in my life where I was like actually an artist with a studio that could say, hey man, come to my studio, like just getting to that is like, yeah, wow.
That was a big. I get that. That was like the pinnacle of my life when I landed that Space Gallery studio. I was just like, this is it. I've done it. This is where I wanted to land. This is that landing spot, I thought.
And that's where I was, and I literally, the day I signed my lease and gave my deposit and everything there was 2 days before everything shut down.
I noticed, yeah. I saw the timing, and I was just
so
like...
I had that studio for, what was it, 3 months, and I never even put a paintbrush in there. Of all the people in this town to have the cleanest studio in town,
I know.
it was me. But it was amazing because people that knew me knew how excited I was about that and how I had really thought that was the direction I needed, molding myself into the gallery studio world.
Right.
So outside of me, a lot of people, when that happened, were like, oh my gosh, that must suck. And I'm like, hell no, that doesn't suck. That is amazing. I literally did everything I could to get to a point, and I got it. Like, that's what I'm taking away.
Yeah.
And it was like, because of getting to that space, and then ironically, it was the space. And then investing in a space that I didn't get to use was literally investing in me doing what I really needed to do, which was be in an awesome, nasty underground cement room creating like a madman, which
Yeah.
didn't require any of the format of traditional studio gallery anything. I was like, no, I just need a safe place to incubate with casual rendezvous by people that are living an inspired life. I'm like,
Oh,
but
man.
I wouldn't have been able to arrive where I am right now had I not taken the step of getting to a studio and doing that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking awesome. Awesome, crazy, amazing, unpredictable stuff.
Yeah. No, it's been crazy to just watch from afar. Just in the short time I've known you.
Yeah. It's a magical world.
Yeah.
And it's really cool like being in a place where I'm also like present enough that I can hear things like that from people like you that I also get that feeling from.
Yeah.
That's the cool shit is like when you hear good things from people that charge you up. I'm like that's what the it is all about. It's like whether your circle of people you interact is only yourself and one other person.
Yeah.
Like if there's that mutual charging, that's fucking cool.
Wicked cool. Huh.
Yeah, it is. Look at
Yeah.
me yet again being like, I'm not positive, but I can turn every conversation into something that's cool.
I should be outraged with your positivity, but
You and I should actually have some epic He-Man Skeletor style brawl.
that sounds great. Yeah. We need
We need to
that.
have we need to have the Jesse Will throwdown.
Uh
Let's
I'm
let's blow up the internet with that, man.
oh man. We'll hype a fight. Oh my god.
Yes. That is awesome. Is the world shit or is it Shinola? Watch the ultimate battle.
Oh man.
Oh, that's so good. See, it's that type of conflict that's a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, and everything should be settled in a He-Man type scenario.
Well, I agree with that, and I agree with that so wholeheartedly that I will show you something that literally lives at my right hand side. I don't know if you can see this, but
Oh
that is
shit.
that is the original Castle Grayskull. Yeah, that is right. That sits in the window where the sun rises every morning above my bed.
Is that like, did you keep that and the flute, or did you acquire that after the flute?
Well, you know, that is an after thing. That's like a fairly recent acquisition of mine, and it was an anonymous gift that arrived at my doorstep.
That is weird. I love it. I would
Yeah,
definitely keep that. Yeah.
yeah, no, and I even have Skeletor.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's definitely I love. I gotta say, like it brings me great joy in the mornings because I wake up with the absolute intent to watch the sunrise every morning I can, and when I see the sun rising out of my window, it rises through Castle Grayskull every day,
It's
and
amazing.
it's like that's where my sunshine and rainbows come from.
Oh man.
through a dark olive green gateway.
It's phenomenal.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Wow.
Oh, I love it that that's what I had sitting next to me.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it should have been the other way around. I'm the one who should have pulled out a ukulele, and you should have pulled out a sinister fortress.
I know. I'm supposed to be the angry one.
You know what? Always question reality because it may never be what you seen.
I don't think it
You know,
is. That's what I'm
it ne-
learning.
it never is. It never
No.
is.
Oh
You know,
man.
this Patch Kid holds the key to darkness. Oh.
Oh man.
I love it. I love it. Very good, dude.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, we've talked about lots of stuff.
Yeah, we have. Did you know we've been talking for about 3 hours?
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've been streaming for 2:20, and we were talking for about 45 minutes before that. So
Wow.
it's flown
Wow.
by.
I thought this. I was gonna say I thought this was gonna be way more grueling and exhausting than it is.
Yeah, that's how I feel about most tasks.
I was like, oh God, I've got to talk to this
I
asshole.
know.
Really? Like, really?
I'm surprised I even landed you. You're like wicked hot right now. So it's like,
You know? I was
uh,
going to say, this is definitely the most successful chat random experience I've had.
yeah, same.
Oh, that is so good.
No,
That
it
is
was
so
good.
good.
What?
Oh, nothing. We're good.
I was just gonna say, it kind of helped me figure out the way I want to. Like, I want to have people on the show, but I'm not an interviewer. But I like talking to people, so I'm just gonna stop interviewing people and just talk to them like we did. And I liked that we just kind of chatted, and then I was recording us the whole time, and then I had us on Twitch like a little early, so no one. I don't know. It's just very natural. I think it worked out really well.
I feel like it was a success because honestly, I was just itching to get a chance to talk to you for more than 20 minutes.
I know it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple podcasts, but I really haven't had a conversation with anyone like this in a while besides like the people I live with. So,
Well, fucking awesome, man. Thank you for talking to me.
yeah, I mean, what is it? 5:17. I got like 42 minutes left on the stream. I'll stay
All right.
online, but I mean, you can chill or
Oh
we
no,
can
I'm
keep
not in
going.
a hurry. I'm not in a hurry to go. I'm
Yeah,
still just the great thing about my life is quite literally I don't even have to get up to do anything.
that is
I can do
fantastic.
I can do anything I want from sitting position. So it's really easy for me to be here for
Yeah.
anyway.
You got the stamina that others don't who have to stand.
I know. It's really like from what I see in the world, this whole walking thing is really overrated because most of you seem exhausted.
It's a fancy way to fall, really. You just catch yourself every time until one time you don't, and then you fall for real, and it's just generally stupid.
You know, I just all I gotta say is risks and rewards. You know, like
Seriously.
I can wipe out, and the biggest fall I'm gonna take is probably about like 3 feet from the ground. So you know,
Yeah.
I can get real risky from here, and it's a fun, wild world.
Oh, man.
But you don't want to get me like 5.5 feet up above the ground. That's like all you footwalkers can have that.
It's dangerous. Walking's crazy. I never realized it till I went to school for like animation and I was studying like walking and how people walk, and it's like controlled falling and you just catch yourself every time. And sometimes you don't, and that's why people trip all the time. And like walking on two legs is fucking weird. Like, why don't other animals do that? Because it's fucking weird. And it's not conducive to like natural like the way people now it is, but like the way animals get around is like the way it's like like you ever tried to trip a cat? You can't. It's very hard. You have to take all four legs out at once. It's very difficult. Not that I'm trying to trip cats all the time, but like
I was gonna say, wow.
I'm just fucking with my cats.
I never took you as a cat tripper.
Well, sometimes you just gotta set them straight, and it's very hard to trip them, and it makes me think all the time. It's like walking, it doesn't make any sense. Like you can knock someone over so easily. You just kick their foot while they're walking, and they might go down. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, and you think about it, and like the amount of like vertical space on a human,
and there's these little tiny little goofy five-toe things to hold you all up,
Oh
and that's
yeah,
it.
that's hilarious. Yeah,
That is just like a mean joke right there.
I
Whoever
know.
designed that setup was like, ah, this will be funny.
Ah, yeah, and if you think about it, like we need our brain the most, so that's on top at like the heaviest part. And it's just like weighted so that if you trip, you just crack your head open by design.
I know that is really wild. That
Yeah,
is really wild. I know the design of being human is really there's a lot of like counterintuitive things going
it
on.
is. Yeah, I like to
It
think it is intelligent design, but it's by like someone who just likes to fuck with people.
it was a comedian that designed humans.
Yeah, they're like, instead of a new modern brain, I'm gonna give you this monkey brain, and we're just gonna jam a bunch of shit onto it, and it's gonna be fine. Don't worry. It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
that's amazing. Yeah, and then they were like, okay, so like a certain amount of your human body is going to be made out of really strong material. We're going to turn that inside out and put all the hard stuff on the inside.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
we'll
right there.
protect the precious hard bones.
Yeah, 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 with a nice cushy fragile skin sac that
Yeah.
we're going to make all connected. That one whole big thing on the outside. Yeah.
It is hilariously bad design. I love it. I mean, I hate it, but it's like, if you think about it enough, it's hilarious. Kind of like anything, really.
that is a very true statement that I embrace wholeheartedly.
You got it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, everything has humor, and like if you and one other person are laughing, it is funny.
Yeah,
I don't
true
care
that.
what it is that incites laughter. I grew up in a family that I feel fortunate to have been brought up in, where when someone got hurt, you laughed. And it was like, it was okay. That's just what happens is like, oh my gosh, someone just stubbed their toe. That is funny. And it's like, yeah, you still feel bad, but there's humor in there, and that diffuses a lot of pain.
It's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew I was having trouble at the beginning of the pandemic because I wasn't laughing at pandemic memes on the internet.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was like, if I can't joke about this, what's the point? And I was like, I gotta do something about this. And I honestly didn't even consider medication until my girlfriend was like, you should get some medication. And my doctor was like, I agree. But it was still just like that's when I realized like I was not having a good time. I was just like, I can't. I can laugh at like most things, and I can't laugh at like I don't know. I knew there was a problem when I could no longer find humor amongst the horror. So I'm
It's kind of amazing how somehow I am smiling right now as you're telling me that, like, wow. That I literally just heard you say with a giggle, like, I decided to take medicine when I didn't think pandemics were funny anymore. If you just remove everything leading up to that conversation, that phrase, that is funny.
that's the clip we'll take out of context for the teaser video on Instagram. Uh,
Yeah, because really that like catches my interest. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
now that is a conversation that I want to listen to.
for real. Yeah, I'll probably use that. But
way
yeah.
better than an inspirational conversation between two artists.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't like to mention I'm an artist.
Yeah, no, it's kind of embarrassing. It
A
really
little
is.
bit.
But I've kind of turned that embarrassment the way I'm telling myself I'm okay doing this is I'm like, okay, this is like exhibitionism. It is literally like pulling down my own pants everywhere.
I feel
So,
that. Yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? If part of the insane world that we live in means that I can safely and publicly be a creative pervert of sorts, that's cool. Like
Creative
what?
pervert's a great way to describe what I do too.
Yeah, yeah, you're like publicly pleasuring your creative self.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And it's great. And luckily, like, there are many voyeuristic minds. People love things that are not from their mind.
Yeah, I've definitely been playing to that. I think the food porn stuff kind of intrigues people because it's funny, but then you start thinking about it, and it's like kind of, it's like a little hot, and so you're like, what? I don't know how to feel about this, and I think it kind of like evokes something in some people, like they just see like a weird image that's at first funny, but then if you think about it, it's filthy, and people like that. They like the approachable filthiness of it. I think.
I think there's a lot going. It's really funny because the food porn thing to me is like it's incredible and brilliant on so many levels.
Thank you, thank you.
And it's just because of that. It's like, okay, first response, you're like, oh my gosh, that's cool. Look at those little cartoon foods playing. And then you're like, oh my god, oh my gosh. You're like, there's actually like intention and angle. I can tell what that steak is doing. So there's that like uncomfort. But then there's the fact that once you've kind of, or for me, once I've like taken that in, I look at the technical aspect and I'm like, holy crap, somebody spent hours creating this image. Like there is technique and there is work in this.
Yeah.
So it's just on that level, then it kind of makes me think, or just like any art, I'm like, what is the deeper meaning here? And then the other part of me is like, dude, that's a pervy pie picture.
That's all it is.
But I love it because like as a human, I'm like constantly craving some deeper sense of anything. And it like hurts my brain in the best way to go through that experience over ketchup and mustard sex.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's I do enjoy it. That's one of the things where it's like I really like the end result, but I don't necessarily like doing it. But and I like the beginning. Like thinking of the idea is great. Executing it not fun, but the end of it is great. So I'll keep going with it. There's something there.
So you're saying being a food porn producer is a dirty job,
It's
right?
indeed a very dirty job. But it's certainly It is exhibitionism in the sense that it's like thrilling to push that stuff in public, and it feels wrong to do, and it's like it's kind of like showing your junk in public. Like I shouldn't be doing this. I can't believe this is happening. People are looking at this. This is crazy. Yeah, it's like the same sick thrill. That's hilarious.
Well, and it's awesome, that like it has been received with like such love. I'm like, all people wanted was for you to show your dink in public.
I know it's, and I did over and over again.
You know,
and I will.
And I was gonna say I look forward to any new incarnation of that we get.
I absolutely will. I would love to do another series and just have someone else go fucking hang it up for me and not have a show and just hang it. That's fine. Like I don't need to have a show. I'll do it, but I need to have someone who's willing to do the groundwork for me.
Maybe we need to discuss the Nicole food porn takeover of the Green Door.
Oh shit! Yeah, maybe I gotta paint a bunch of paintings first. I have 3. They're old. But yeah, I mean, it's gotta happen. I was on a tear like right before the pandemic. I was like working on a new series of cocktails and shit, and I was gonna be up at what's that place on Center Street that people like for some reason.
I'm so bad. I am so ignorant to most of what's going on.
Some restaurant. I don't remember, but you know, I had plans and I was gonna do all this stuff, and then it just kind of.
You found a restaurant that was gonna hang food porn?
Yeah, it was what the fuck is it called? It was like next to it was Daily Planet.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, they were gonna do that, and they were gonna let me hang butts and food porn. It's gonna be amazing.
What?
But then everything went to shit, and it stopped, and I don't even know if they're open anymore. But
oh yeah, they're back open again. Because actually, I think it was as of yesterday. The governor just lifted for food and beverage.
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I just had I was on a tear. I was ready to come out with a new series and get it up, but Come March, I was like, fuck food porn. Took me a while. Now all I'm doing is reposting old sketches, but I gotta get back to it. So I don't know. I'll find someone though. I think I've made enough friends to where I can maybe make it happen. We'll see.
Well, if there's any way I can make it happen, let me know. I'm beyond happy to do anything I can. I'll power chair as much art anywhere as I can, or do anything for you, because like I'm kind of a ninja in the way I can interact and dart in and out of society. So.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I could like drop off, but then I wouldn't want to like be in an enclosed space to hang it. I would probably have a meltdown before I got everything hung up.
Well, all I'm saying is I know people, so
Yeah.
and I live my whole life with outdoor drop-offs of either my paintings or this or that.
Right.
Like, it's a doable thing whenever the moment strikes you. I'm just saying, I'm your homie, and if I can help either myself or with connections,
Yeah.
if it means we get to see more of your goodness out in the world,
Aw.
like, just please don't hesitate.
I will not. No, I will not. I'll think about that, and it would be good. Like, I am gonna get back to actually painting soon, and so food porn will happen, and I will need to do something about it. So that'd be cool.
More food porn.
I know.
More food porn.
It
Or you
brings
need
the
a
world
new
joy.
you need a new format for it. Maybe you just need to write songs about food porn if you can't paint it.
Maybe. I've tried my hand at songwriting. No, I like the food porn stuff. I do. It's just sort of like, to me, it is sort of like work, and so I don't default to work. I don't have a dream job because I don't dream of jobs, and so I just
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
so it's like I don't have to do anything tight, and so I didn't for a while. And I like literally couldn't. I couldn't like be funny. I couldn't think of like sexy food pairings, and so I just didn't bother. But I'm finally feeling like I can do it. So part of me's like, let's get it, and then part of me's like, well, since you're feeling ready, the world will probably end tomorrow. So I'm just balancing. I got to figure that out. But I'll keep moving forward for sure. Just I don't know at what pace.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
We'll see.
I can't wait to see whether it happens or not, because I know if food porn doesn't happen next, there's something happening. So
Something will happen. Yeah.
yeah.
I've gone through a few like cycles of ideas of art projects that I would do like in like quarantine style like themed stuff and all this thing. Like none of that's gonna happen. It's just gonna manifest itself into another food porn series when it comes down to it, I think. Which is fine.
I respect that, and it's funny, like the whole quarantine art thing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel it gives me the same icky feeling that you're inspiring gives me. I mean, I'm like, to me, like, out of anything I want to celebrate or discuss in a different format other than words, like, it certainly is not things like current pandemic situations.
I know that.
So for me, I refused, and I refused to in any way do art about the pandemic. Granted, I'm lucky because my art is not about anything. It's
Right.
it's my experience. But I will say it was interesting because a lot of other artists were doing that, and I kind of got like indirect slack from a couple people I know. Like, why are you not talking about this through your art? It needs to be discussed. And for me, it's like, no, that's being discussed. That needs to be discussed through dialogue between humans.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like in my mind, like what art and what my role as an artist needs to be is literally to keep some sort of comfort and life in the world while all the real shit's happening.
Right on. Yeah, it's like the dudes on the Titanic playing their instruments as the ship sinks.
Yes, and it's like they weren't doing it because they were blind or dumb or numb. They were doing it because that their presence is a part of like what anything is worth.
Hmm.
In my mind, like I don't think it was like a blind, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna play no matter what. In my mind, they were like, we're all going to die in frozen ice and waters. This is my last moment. We are not dying in silence.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to continue doing as we've done in our lives until lifing is not happening. So I kind of feel like on the artist level that's where I'm at. Not my place is not to make political artwork. There is a place for that. There's an important place for that,
Sure.
but that's not my place.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Somebody said something to me like when I posted about just being anxious about everything, they're like paint your fear, your pain or whatever. Basically like paint your emotions. And I was just like, that's not how I roll, man. Like it doesn't do it for me. Like I don't know what I don't like suppress my emotions, and I'm pretty open about how I'm feeling, but like for some reason not on paper, like on with art, like I just paint shit that I think looks cool or is funny, and it's kind of where it ends. And so for me to start painting like pandemic art didn't feel genuine to me because I'm not painting from that any kind of place like that anyway. If I always painted my pain or whatever, which I guess I have some, I call them anxiety paintings. So they're just like really dark paintings that I've done, and that's its own thing. And I guess you could lump like pandemic art into those anxiety paintings, but it's just not where I go. Like everyone, like I've been painting professionally, I guess you could say, for like I think 3 years now. I think. And so like in that 3 years I've done like 2 of these anxiety paintings. So you can tell how often it really happens to where I'm feeling a shitty way, but I've managed to get myself in front of the canvas and I'm able to execute something. That's a lot. And so those don't really happen easily, and it's not like as soon as I feel a certain way I'm like, oh, I need to get a paintbrush. I'm just like, I need to play Mario. Like, I don't know, I just need to chill. And so I don't know, it's just not the way I express myself. And so to do so now, not because I'm some like trying to like feel better than everyone who's like expressing themselves right now through art. I'm not like, oh, I don't want to profit off of this, but like I literally just couldn't bring myself to do it, and it's not in me. It's not my style. I paint food having sex, I paint big fat butts, and I paint bears ripping shit apart, and that's kind of it now. And I'm not gonna stray from that because I don't. It doesn't. I don't need to put energy into figuring out like a new thing to paint because I don't. Want to. I just don't want to. So I'm just gonna stay at home, and then 6 months later I'll talk about it on my podcast, and that's how I roll.
Yeah, no, I respect that, and I think like for totally different reasons and everything, I definitely think I sit in a very similar school with that. It's like I'm not gonna push myself to create in any other direction other than how I'm creating. And for me, I've got the magical thing of like my ability to paint has changed and constantly changes. So change is built in for me. I don't need to reach out, and as far as like speaking my truth or the emotional side, that's what my mouth and the ability to talk to people is for.
Right.
The art's the art.
Yeah, I feel very separate from the art. Like to me it's just, I don't know. That's why I wonder, like, I have a really hard time calling myself an artist because I guess I'm an artistic person, but like when I look at the stuff I paint, even it's so ridiculous. Like literal art collectors have my art, celebrities have my art. People have paid me more than I deserve for my art, and I still am just like, oh no, I'm an artist. I don't think so. Like, I don't know what that's about at all, but it's just I have a really tough time, like just considering myself an artist because I don't know what that is, and I feel like a lot of people put way more of themselves into art and don't get as much back. Not like I've been uber successful, but I've been more successful than some people who I think are better than me, and so I don't understand what the fuck it is. A lot of the art I sell, I don't like. There's been paintings I sell that were like my least favorite out of a collection of like a dozen. And the ones I like the most, I still have. What the fuck do I know about art and what sells? I don't know anything.
Oh, that is funny. Well, and it's funny because like I feel like one thing for me is like the whole being an artist and all that is so told to us and shown. Like a lot of what I always thought of was an accomplished artist, an artist that can check off, oh, my art's in places, I have collectors, I'm in galleries. And I always thought that's what gave you the people the ability to then say I'm an artist and have it be believed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that is not it at all. That's where I am right now. I'm like, that is not it at all. It's like, you're an artist. You said you're an artistic person.
Yeah.
And if someone who didn't speak English was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they were like, I know what art is. What is an artist? You would say, oh, that's a person who makes art.
Yeah.
So, you know, like,
yeah,
you're an artist, but it's like identifying that, I think, comes along with this whole demented thing that comes along with saying you're anything in the world we live in.
Yeah.
There's all these like, what level of that are you talking about? You're like, am I an accredited artist, or am I a natural artist, or am I a Republican, or am I whatever? It's like, there's so many, I don't know, there's so many levels to it. And I think just living artistically, by default, you can say to someone you're an artist and not be lying in any way at all. You're speaking the truth.
Right.
It doesn't mean you can't also be a mathematician or a vegan or a whatever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hell, you create. And that's one thing that no matter what you've done, hell, even when you were working in a parking garage, dude, you were creating something. And by creating something, you were recording words, you were documenting things. And not only just doing that, but then literally and gruelingly, I can imagine, like editing and manicuring that to where it was a palatable experience for a listener.
That's true.
That's art. You painted an ear picture and a story out of sitting in a parking garage with normal, boring, grueling life.
Yeah.
That's art right there. So I think,
I'll take it. I'll accept that.
I mean, you call yourself whatever you want, but when I describe you, I definitely always say you're an artist friend of mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my artist friend Jesse.
Right. Yeah, and I think like anyone who knows me might describe me as such. But it's so, and like I get, like I'll take it. I'm an artist, but it's so like, what does it take? Like I had an art studio in an art gallery, and I was still just like, am I an artist? I don't know.
Well,
it's silly.
I mean, you got to give yourself credit because you really invested a lot into that investigation.
It's true.
And you've created a lot of things as a byproduct of you trying to figure out if you were an artist.
Yeah, that's very true. And I'm happy that I finally got comfortable just showing people that stuff, because there's been, 30, however long I could hold a pencil until I was like 32 or 31, where I was finally like ready to show the world my art, and even if it was bad. And I often wonder like what would have happened had I not held back so much before that. But what are you gonna do?
Well, in case you ever wondered, I mean, just learning you waited until you could use a pencil. Like, if you wonder what would happen if you didn't wait, I started with a diaper, and you're seeing what happens.
Right? Yeah.
If you don't wait, you end up a colorful genius that can't walk and owning every fucking minute.
Let this be a warning.
Choose your own adventure, Jesse and Will style. Which chapter
shit.
did you choose?
Oh man, yeah. Where did we veer off? Oh man.
It is. It's all choose your own adventure.
It is. It's wild.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, fuck, man. Well, I am gonna kind of cut it off here because we're getting close to the time where I need to get myself ready to do the next phase of my day.
Do it, yeah. I mean, it's 5:45. I mean, I was gonna wrap it up in like 15, and anyway, so that's perfect.
Well, dude, this has been awesome. Thanks for date night.
Definitely been great.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can I tell you a quick story that I've been meaning to tell you for a long time before you leave?
Oh, yes, please, please.
Okay, it's ridiculous, sort of. So as you know, I had the studio in the Space Gallery, and after meeting you, I started doing a lot of abstract stuff that involved a lot of paint flying around. And one day I noticed I was getting paint pretty high up. And so I was like, shit, I better like tarp up. So I put like a tarp above. But then I noticed like before I had tarped up, I had gotten some paint like over my wall into the actual art gallery where your art was hanging. And one of your pieces, I don't remember the name of it, but it was when you started doing the fishnet stuff. It was like your first, I think one of your first showings with the fishnet had like the lightest, like long drop of like, it wasn't paint, it was water with paint in it. And it was like just this tiny line. I have no idea what happened to that painting. I don't think you ever noticed. I don't think anyone ever noticed. I've never told anyone, and I thought I should tell you because I wanted to.
Oh, that was a gem, man, and I love that. I love that. That was like we did another collab.
We did.
Awesome. I'm gonna look for that dot.
I wish I could remember where it ended up or what painting it was, but if you've got any of those Space Gallery ones.
It's funny because it had to have been one of 3 paintings, and I think I have 2 of the 3. And and it's funny because what color is the dot?
I think it's like a purple or a blue.
Oh,
and it's like a long, like a dot in motion, you know, like a splatter. So it's
yeah. Oh, it's a crime scene. It's a crime scene dot.
You'll be able to see the trajectory for sure.
Well, I appreciate you incubating that little gem until now and giving that to me, and I'm gonna get CSI on my painting.
You gotta. You might find more than one that I just didn't know about, honestly, but.
I love that. That is the first time that my art has been knowingly defaced by another artist.
Yeah, I was mortified at first, and then I looked at it and like it was okay, and I knew I couldn't touch it because of how you paint. There's like all those, you know, you could like rub your painting away, and so I was like, fuck, and so I just pretended it didn't happen, and I just moved on, and I never told anybody out of fear.
Well, you don't have to be afraid anymore, friend.
It feels good.
Cool.
It feels good.
It does. That was the best end note ever, man.
I agree. Thank you for that.
All right, dude. Well, don't be a stranger. Please, like, hit me up on any format you want to at any time you feel inspired to.
Right on. I will. I'll take you up on that.
Yeah, or even if you don't feel inspired, even if you feel like angry and kind of hateful, you can still hit me up then. I'm totally cool with that side too.
Right on. I'll never direct it at you, so.
Well, no, that's okay.
All right.
All right, bud. Well, I will talk to you soon then.
Sounds good, man.
I fucking love you, man. You take care. Stay safe.
Yeah, I love you too. You too.
Bye.
Peace. All right, everybody. You can probably only hear me now because I closed the Zoom meeting, but I could put myself back on the screen pretty easily. Hello. It's me again. All right, well, that, if you're here, was Will C. You should check him out on Instagram. at Wheely Willie, WheeelyWillie. That's Wheely Willie on the Instagram. Yeah, I don't have to tell you shit about him. You just learned a lot about him. So that's that. It's 10 of 6. I'm gonna keep the stream going until 6 or whatever. Till it's been 3 hours. It's been 2 hours and 53 minutes. So, big thanks to anyone who tuned in. It's definitely a fun interview. I learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about Will. Learned a lot about interviewing. Yeah, it's cool. Really psyched to go back and listen to all that and turn it into an episode for everybody. Yeah, what else? I don't know. If you're new here, I'm Jesse. What's up? That's it. Hit me up on Instagram at Jesse Miles Chainsaw. Jesse Miles Chainsaw. See Jesse Miles like that, but with chainsaw at the end. I have a website. It's www.jessemilessnyder.com. You could go to it if you want. My podcast, if you're curious, is out everywhere. Wherever you listen to podcasts, it's called Jesse Miles Podcast. See? And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was a great interview. And, so I guess this is the end. I'm not gonna do the Wu-Tang Minute on Twitch because I don't think I'm supposed to. But that'll be part of the episode as well. But this is gonna probably be a long one because I don't know what I'm gonna want to cut from that because that was really cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if I've got anything I want to say. I said a lot of words. I don't know. Definitely give Will a follow, like I said. Anything else? I don't think so. Follow Will, follow me. Follow my food porn account at Culinary Smut Peddler. Follow the podcast at Jesse Miles Podcast. I don't know. That's it. Big shout out to Peace and Wealth. Hit them up on Instagram. It's peace.and.wealth.the word money sign. All spelled out. Peace and Wealth money sign with dots in between. That's just a company someone started. Chase Escobar from EBN Squadron. I just thought this was the first run of shirts he did, and I liked it. Just simple logo, black tee, love it. And I like their whole deal. It's peace and wealth. We can all bring each other up together. You know, we can all reach the top together if we're not a bunch of fucking assholes about it. So, peace and wealth to everybody. And so check them out. While you're at it, check out EBN Squadron. And I don't know what. Oh, I'll have some music in this episode, but I don't know which song right now. Oh, I do. It's gonna be a Real Over Deceit song, another one, but I gotta put it in post because I didn't do it in the beginning. I didn't do the intro. I really didn't do any of the actual podcast stuff today. I just talked to Will. But I think that went better than any other kind of interview I've done. I've enjoyed like every interview episode I've done, but I'm still new to it, and I think it was good to just like chat like normal and just like. One thing I definitely have to learn to do is like let people talk, and so I was really trying to do that with Will. I did that. I managed to shut the fuck up, and I think that's important. Everyone should learn to shut the fuck up. But yeah, I think that was cool. As far as interviews go, just kind of like letting it go, and yeah, it did not feel like a podcast, but I think it's gonna make a really good podcast. But I'll just have to do I'll have to do the intro and all the bullshit at the beginning and end in post. But either way, go check out Realova Deceit on Instagram. RealOvaDeciet. Is that how you spell deceit? Yes, it is. Yeah, he's gonna be the music you hear, but I'm in post. I'll do like a way better like name drop for him. I'm not just gonna guess the spelling of his name in a live stream and then go with that. But anyway, I'm just kind of getting out all the information I'm going to want to add in later in post is kind of what I'm doing now. I'm basically just writing down a bunch of notes as I record. But in about 20 seconds, we're going to be at a 3-hour stream, which was my goal for today. And I'm pretty happy we were able to fill it all in with talking with Will. And we talked for like an hour before we even started streaming, so I've got like 4 hours of content to go through, so it'll take me a little bit to edit this, but I'm gonna keep doing podcasts every week. Hopefully I can actually edit them and get them done every week, but if not, I'll at least be able to have material every week and then get it out as soon as I can. But yeah, come on back every Friday night, 6 to 9. I'm on here just playing games. It might change as to what it is, but for right now, yeah, 6 to 9 o'clock on Friday nights. Just instead of going out and catching a virus, just hang out on the internet with me. And right now I'm playing Minecraft. I'll probably do that next week. And on Saturdays, I do the podcast live right here, usually with a guest, but sometimes not. Sometimes a guest will jump in from the Twitch stream, but, it kind of depends. But either way, every Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're doing the podcast live on Twitch. So keep checking that out, and I'm going to try to be as consistent as possible on that, and maybe even add another day if things go well, but 2 days a week for right now, Friday and Saturday. So, cancel all your plans and listen to me ramble on the internet. But that's it. It's been a good night. I gotta get some stuff done, get some food in me. Stand. I haven't done that in like 4 hours. Standing is good, I guess. Me and Will just talked about how it was overrated, but apparently your legs like it when they move, I guess. Anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, have a good night, everybody. As we always say in the end of the show, don't make the world any worse, please. And if you're gonna, please be upfront about it. And that's it. And I think it'd be great to start ending the show. That's the one I kind of started with. I think I'm just gonna end it with "Don't be an asshole." All right, that's it. So that's the new ending, thanks to Will. So check him out again. Will C is his name on the Instagram. WILL, the letter C. Check him out, and then check out his handle, which is Wheelie Willie. WHEELYWHEELIE. Wheelie Willie. Alright, so that was real big thanks to him for stopping by virtually. Big thanks to me for being fucking awesome. And big thanks to you for watching the magic happen. So, alright, have a excellent night, everybody. And, yeah, don't be an asshole.